Sounds on. You ready to make the countdown?
Going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jay Banks. It's Tuesday. You know what that means? Another episode of the PowWow.
What's up? What's up?
What's cracking, AI?
Hey, man, we got some dope artists tonight. We got a little bit of everything, like genre-wise. We're gonna be talking local. We're gonna be talking life on the road. We're gonna be talking all sorts of stuff today. I'm excited.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
and this is one of the reasons why there's a million reasons why I love having you here, man. But the fact that you're tied into the music industry like you are, it really just kind of broadens like our not our fan base, but it broadens the people that we're actually able to interview. You know what I mean? I obviously, like, I've got a bunch of like hip hop friends, but when it comes to like the music industry, you know, you've always been coming through clutch and bringing these people through. And I'm stoked, bro, because we got some tickets to give away for the show too.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
So if you guys are paying attention right now, we have 2 pair of tickets. So one we're going to give away on the podcast. So you got to listen in, and we'll be giving them away towards the end. And the other, we're going to be doing something on Instagram. So if you just, I'll post it here in a minute, but you'll be able to just tag 3 friends and then make sure you're following the 3 bands here. And we're going to give you 2 tickets to go see Noah Smith, Sundae Drives, and 500 Miles to Memphis at the MegaCorp Pavilion. It's Pavilion, right? Is that what it is?
Yes.
So that's the new concert venue here in Newport. I'm excited. I haven't been there yet, so I'm excited to go down and actually check it out.
Right. It's gonna be. I mean, the place looks great. Like, I've seen it. It's like, I mean, they've already changed names, so we've already seen the transition pretty quickly into his existence. So, but I'm really excited for everything. And back to the music thing, like, I just love being able to intertwine my different passions, and I'm able to do so here as smooth as it gets. There's like just a natural juxtaposition, as you say.
Hey.
Yeah, that's that word.
Favorite
But, like,
word.
yes, sir. It's but yeah, it's like great to like have the blends of the worlds, and they work so seamlessly together. And I just like helping artists do what they love for a living, and this is the best way to do it. So,
Yeah, bro.
that I see fit so far.
Yeah, man. So let's get to the other side of the table, bro.
Yes,
So
sir.
we're gonna do this in 3 sections. We've got all 3 bands here, but we're starting off with Sundae Drives, man. So go ahead and take it away and introduce yourselves, and then we'll go from there, man.
My name is Nick Bopp. I am the one half of Sundae Drives. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, bro. Hey.
My name's Ashley. I'm the other half of Sundae Drives.
It needs
Yeah,
no
bro.
introduction.
And you guys, like the quality is incredible, man. Like the dictation in your voice and how you have like the clarity is just, it's so pristine when it comes to your music, man. I love it, bro.
Much, brother.
How long you guys been doing the music together?
Well, we've been doing music together since late 2018, but Adam's been cooking on the scene since like 2010.
Oh
I
man.
think.
I would say probably like 2012 in like regular rotation. But the project did start in 2010, and then it just you know, you kind of you have a vision and you know what maybe the final form should be like,
Right.
and you're on a quest to like get that final form. I was looking for him for a fucking decade.
Yeah,
You
for
know
sure.
what I mean? And that's like
Yeah.
real shit.
That's
For
awesome,
sure.
man.
You know what I mean? A lot of people, shout out to all y'all that were in and out from various times, never any solid members. But, you know, the band was always supposed to be a duo. Yeah, so, you know, when we linked up, it was, you know, it was pretty, it was right away. And,
It felt right
yeah,
away,
yeah,
like
it did, man.
natural.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a hard thing to find, someone that you blend well with, especially something as like close to his music,
Yeah.
when that's like your soul that you're bearing,
Yeah.
if you will, and someone else has to come in and kind of help pick up that soul and like, hey, like, you know, let's steer it with me. You know, I've got to be a part of this, and I have to feel comfortable enough to be here.
Absolutely.
And it's your love. I mean, it's your one love in most musicians' case, because that's what they're putting down on the paper. Yeah.
The emotional connection is like that's you know, it's about 75% of this band is just that raw emoting, and that kind of chemistry doesn't just exist with anyone. So
Right.
it's like you're on a quest to find whoever that person is that is the other half of the band. You
For
know what
sure.
I'm saying? And you know, and I knew, you know, pretty quick when we were in the room, I was like, yeah, you're the fucking other half, man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
You know?
It took about maybe 3 months for us to actually get in a room together. There's maybe like 7 or 8 times where I was like, dude, today, we're going to meet up today. And it never happened. It's always like, this happened.
Yeah.
And I was in the middle of working on a bunch of projects anyway.
Yeah,
and
you always been busy, man. Always. Yeah.
I try. I'm just a fan of music in general. I mean, me and Adam are probably, bigger fans of local music than a lot of local music
Sure.
goers.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you
We're
and
nerds,
I have been
man.
doing this for
Yeah, man.
We're
a
nerds.
decade.
I always say there's a bunch of there's more musicians than there are fans.
Yeah.
Right.
In a lot of cases, especially in this area. Musicians, I mean, if you go to a local metal show, 3/4, if not 4/5 of the people there all play.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the remaining are girlfriends and a few friends that tag along. That's pretty
Yeah.
much what it's always been since I can remember. Like,
Right.
they may not have a guitar in their hand that night, but they go home and have a guitar in their hand.
Sure.
So, like, it's just the way it
Or
works.
they're-
Or
or-
doing
yeah.
something. Yeah, anything. Like, musicianship in general. So, like, at the hardcore metal shows, they're all musicians. Much the same across genres. Like, just a lot of musicians, and the fandom is few and far, but they're there. But, like, a lot of us, we just come out and support each other over
Right.
and over and over again, even 10 years later.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
I always love saying that there was never a moment where Adam and I introduced ourselves to one another. There was never a day where I was like, "Yo, what's up? I'm Nick," and he's like, "I'm Adam," and yeah, we've seen each other. It was always just I knew him from Sundae Drives, and he knew me from other projects, and we would just see each other
Yeah.
out, and it would
Yeah,
just be
I
like,
was a
"Yo,
huge
what's
fan.
up?"
I was a huge fan of his. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? You know what I mean? I had been to plenty of shows and
Novell shows.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
all that.
And Infinity Spree. I was a huge
Infinity
fan of
Spree,
Infinity
yeah,
Spree.
yeah. For sure, yeah.
And I was winding up a short tour, and he had popped in on me, and it just took one conversation, man.
Well, it took that
you know.
one practice. It
Yeah,
took
yeah,
about
yeah.
7 or 8
Yeah,
conversations.
Sure, right? Yeah.
But
I
then,
guess so.
it was 20 minutes into the first time we actually because, yeah, he was talking about tracking an album, and I was like, yeah, I'll help you track the album. And then about 15 minutes in, he was like, no, this is the thing. And I was like, oh, cool, you want me to do some live stuff for you too? And he's like, no, this is the thing. This is it now.
I was
Yeah.
like, no, you
That's
just
awesome.
signed up for fucking
You're stuck,
life.
bro.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I had no
Like-
idea. I was like, oh, okay. You want me
This
to do
is-
a
this
couple
is-
live shows
This
for
is
you?
for fucking ever.
Right.
4 years
Right.
later, I'm sitting here,
Yeah, yeah.
native
yeah.
podcast. Yeah.
Our stories were kind of the same in that, right? I mean,
Yeah,
he'd been
for
running
sure.
by himself for such a long time,
Yeah.
doing his thing. And I came in, I saw the gaps pretty quickly that I could fill the space. But, I understand that, as a local business owner and having to, do as much as he has done and all the circles that he had run through,
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not going to be a thing where I'm going to be able to help this guy unless he's willing to listen, first and foremost, because you as a musician doing your passion project don't really want too much of outside influence. You want your landscape to be
Yeah, you
filled
might
by
have a
your
vision for it.
you're building
Okay,
your map
okay.
on the game. That's what
Okay.
you're trying to
Yeah.
do. So same thing with an entrepreneur, he's building his map on the game and where he wants to go. So someone else coming in with a totally different take on it, I mean, that could come off with some resistance,
Sure.
few wrong moves and you guys aren't really talking again kind
Sure.
of thing.
Yeah.
So
But
so
also,
with that, it
yeah.
fits seamless with it because I just saw these certain little areas. I'm like, hey, he could really do better here, and here, and this is stuff that he's not even missing on the end where the customer isn't even seeing any of this. This is not even something that's this isn't the face value. So and before you know it, it was just boom,
Yeah.
easy, and
Yeah.
it sounds just like the same with y'all.
Yeah.
just a few right moves, and then next thing you know, that's
Yeah.
we're, brothers in tandem. That's it.
Right,
Yeah.
For
right.
sure.
Yeah, because when I first saw Sundae Drives perform in its entirety, it was because of the band challenge, really.
Okay.
Because that's what really brought me
Okay.
to Nas. I'd heard the name through booking and stuff and being an intern at Madison Theater, and I'd heard it, but it was one of those things because Jeb Fields was kind of in that conversation.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was
Shout out
doing.
Jeb Fields.
Yep,
Yep,
shout out Jeb.
Jeb.
Yeah, I went to high school with Jeb. Me and
Yeah.
him go way back.
Hell
So yeah. So on top of that internship, but that was the thing is hearing about it and then seeing it in real time on the big stage that was Madison Theater's Band Challenge. That was like the biggest competition at that point in time.
It's a
Really,
good
it
year
was.
for it.
Dude, it was like 1,500 people come to the finals.
Absolutely.
That's
Good
a
year
lot of
for it.
people. Yeah, like, and there was like years back to back to back. They did a great job at it. But that was the thing on that stage. Everyone was bringing their A game, and seeing Sundae Drives at its your A game was like, that's real.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Novell was still. I mean, that was there. They were just in the midst of that. And then Mike and obviously Nick and like the crew, because like me and Mike are really close too. Of course, you know, like it's just everyone's close in their own right though, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Dynamic. Like our relationship is different than our relationship,
Sure,
which is
sure.
different than Mike's relationship.
I actually, if I could, I
Yeah.
wanted to impart just for one
Sure.
sec,
Yeah.
and because Jay was saying something, you know, earlier about, and it's cool that he knows that, like, this fucking cat right here, man, what a vet! Like this dude's
Oh,
been
yeah.
this dude's been grinding on the scene for just so long. Always had his hustle hand down somewhere. Maybe it belonged there, maybe it didn't. I don't know. He's helped out so many cats though, and just always been in the mix of, you know, helping people put things together and see their vision or, you know, whatever. But salute to you, man, just for still being involved in the culture and in art and craft. And
Thank
some
you.
of us are lifers in that way, man. And
Sure.
it's really, you know, it's really fucking cool. And what a fucking genius partner that you have, man. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
Appreciate it, bro.
Genius. This guy's
And-
a fucking genius. You know what I'm saying? You found
Yeah.
a genius. And with Nick, I already knew that Nick is like, I didn't know to the extent that I know now, but I did know he's a fucking masterclass musician.
Yeah.
And respectfully, that doesn't mean very much. Like in the grand scheme of things, it really does. Not with an act like this. So it was like, that's a bonus that he can play a fucking toothbrush on a fucking
Yeah.
bottle of whiskey or so. You know what I mean? The dude
Yeah,
can
yeah,
do
that's
anything
awesome.
and make it sound.
Yeah.
But
He's got the juice.
yeah,
Thanks,
you know
man.
what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah.
But you know, there was something like more primal though that and I wouldn't even want to say that I necessarily was looking for it, but I did know the vision of this band and this act and I did know like where it would find its home, you know what I mean? And so a lot of that really did just rely on just personal chemistry and
Yeah.
100%, bro.
and
Yeah.
you know, the first time we ever went out of town and, you know, hit different cities together and had to cram up in a fucking minivan for hours
Right.
on it.
He
you
was
know what
scared
I
I
mean?
was about to get like super drunk every night.
Oh.
He had no
Um,
idea.
You know, but you
You don't
find,
know what to expect,
right?
Right.
You know, hitting stages together, hitting cold rooms together. You know, those are ways that you find out what you're made of. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
No, 100%.
Let's go out and try to make a fucking stranger cry tonight.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? Let's see if we can fucking do it.
Yeah,
man.
like-
Through our music,
You know what I'm
by the
saying?
way.
Yeah,
Through
yeah.
our
No, we're
music.
not
Oh,
we're
yeah.
not punching strangers.
Right.
But that's one of those things, man. Like when Andrew, you know, got on board, it was like, you know, I was just sitting here rowing, bro, like one-handed, you know, trying to make it happen. And then, you know, the way that I've always projected the clothing brand is like I'm 70 in the fast lane, right? And you know, just like you had other people that were in on the band.
Yeah, came
you
in
know,
and out, yeah.
Yeah, some people just can't keep up with that 70 miles an hour. But when you find somebody that does,
Yeah,
it's
man.
like there's a seat at the table for you, man.
Man.
So, you know, like we've got the food out here, and then there's people that are, you know, standing around the table looking around, and then there's a couple open seats, and they're too afraid to take them. But those people that sit down and go, hey, I got my fork, bro. Like, where's the meal?
It's so cool that you say that because I didn't want, bro. I've been doing this for a long fucking time. I don't want to be fucking. I mean, I want to be band dad, but I want you to fucking be band. I didn't want somebody to be like, hey man, come. This is when you show up, and this is what you do. Like, I wanted somebody to come and take ownership on
Right.
the other half of this. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that was a huge fucking thing, too, of like, yo, come in, like, yo, this is my band. It's
Yeah.
my band now, too.
Bro,
type
that's
shit, you know what I'm saying?
that's
And,
how
like,
we are, bro.
You know, the foundation was laid, a solid foundation. But I would be remiss if I sat here and told you that, like, the just everything about the band has elevated. You know what I mean? Since Nick has been in it. And it ain't even so much about Adam and Nick as much as just like the entity of it and like, you know, how strong we can keep it and what we're able and capable to do with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
For sure. Yeah, when it came to Andrew, man, it's like I knew of him, right? And we met down at the bowling alley downstairs, but since he's been on board, man, I see his value because like so many people come in and we've gotten to interview some really, really great people because of him, but everybody on that side of the table always gives this dude his flowers, bro. And it's great to see, you know what I mean? Because he went from his own passion of being in the music industry to downshifting and putting it into streetwear. But it's like, we're in the same lane, the music industry and streetwear, man. We've got the same end goal, which is like to get, in everybody's ears or everyone's closets, and then, for him just to be able to adjust and then say, okay, this is what we need, this is what we don't need, and I can bounce stuff off of him, and I trust his opinion on everything. So when somebody comes in and says, hey, do you want to do this? Like, you want to advertise here? Or do you want to?
That's a beautiful thing.
It always bounces off of him because it's like that second opinion.
Yeah.
He is the brand, bro.
Yeah,
so like when he goes around, he tells people that this is his store, and it is. It's Tyrell's store too, man. It's like, we've took ownership in this, and that's the only way that we can get to the next level is, not treating people as employees, but treating everybody as equals,
It's
bro.
what it takes. Like, so how can you treat it? How could he treat it with the respect and care and concern that you treat it with?
Right.
If he doesn't think it's his, you know what I mean? If he doesn't feel ownership, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's huge.
It's very
like,
important.
Yeah, like,
Yep.
you know what I mean? Like, if you don't love it the way I love it, then we're not even on the same page. You know
For
what I'm saying?
sure.
I gotta slow this motherfucker down now. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So it's
yeah.
like, that's good. That's,
Coming from the music industry, though, I'm sure that, having that type of mindset, putting it into streetwear, has only elevated it because, like you said, it's very similar in the same lane.
He sees things that I don't see because he was in that
Right.
realm, right? So
Right.
so he's able to
And vice versa.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
sometimes, when you come from that side, you want to dream big, you want to have like these big things, and then, coming from a business side, you're like, cool, those dreams are really cool. This is how we can actually practically do them.
Practicality, that's everything.
This is
bro.
right. This is what it looks like on paper.
yeah.
Not just like, talking, but like, that's where it all starts.
Literally,
It
bro.
all
It's-
it all
It's all
starts right there.
practicality, all practicality. Because the thing at the end of the day, you are representing what you're selling, right? So
Yeah.
you as the face, like when you go to a place, the server, the bartender is a representation of that place, and you are doing the same service to your music, to your streetwear brand, whatever you're doing. And I just remember that I am being like, I may just be moving on my own lane and whatever, but I know people are watching,
Sure.
whether it's through the internet or in person. I just carry myself however I carry myself, but it's a labor of love because I love helping artists achieve their goals and their dreams. I'm more on the realistic standpoint, actually, as we go there. Like, I was never, like, I've, of course, like to dream big, and I hope to one day own my own 2-story music venue, and it's a whole thing. Like, I've got a plan. My senior extra project still in play, but from high school, and it's still in play at 34 years old. It's crazy. But, like, that's the thing is, to me, it's about the longer vision and practically getting there.
Right.
Like practicality, understanding that it's not going to build overnight. You're going to build it through, rolling your sleeves up and just hitting the ground running and making those handshakes happen, because nothing can happen through just a click of buttons. You need the handshakes. You need the daily grind of meeting the people that are behind the scenes. Like, we have this envision of everything being colorful or certain ways with marketing, and then you find out the person that's marketing looks nothing or appears nothing like you saw behind that logo. It just looks very different. So understanding the two sides of the wall and two sides of the thing, like two dimensions, if you will, and I just see the world as seeing this dimension. There's the viewer and there's the person behind the curtain, the Wizard of Oz, if you will. But that's why I look at it. Like, it's all practical. You practicality,
Right.
and giving them a vision, and like, big dream, love it. But at the end of the day, like, big dreams can only happen with baby steps.
Sure.
And that's really like.
I just meant like coming from the musical side, the artistic side, the creative side.
Yeah, for sure. I was always, honestly, like with band, like I had a vision, and I had a lot of big dreamers with like Ocean Grid, and they were all trying to do stuff. Like, guys, I'd love to get there, but like we have some steps that we need to get there first, because when we get to the top of this mountain that we're trying to achieve, whether it's headlining a Warped Tour, any kind of major anything, whatever the case may be, whatever your dream is, when you get there, they're going to ask for, are you an LLC? What is this? What is that? What is this? Are you guys prepared here? What's your merch order looking like? Are you guys ready to tour? What's your equipment? What are you guys doing? Like, what is your drummer got endorsement deals? What's he doing? Where? All these different questions that you don't even think of, and all of a sudden you get to there and they're like, all right, we need this information.
Right.
And everyone's like looking back and forth, like, do you have this? I don't know what this. Wait.
I would, but
yeah, that's.
I would 10 days out of the week be stuck with guys that want to dream that big, instead of that, like, you get all that stuff and they're like, cool, why do we have this LLC? It's like, it's for all of this stuff that we need, and it's like, cool, well, let me know when we get there.
Right. I was not that. I was the one that was trying to sign up for all that stuff to make sure all our ducks in a row before we go out.
I'm just saying that all the other guys that you were working with.
Dreamer, which I needed that. You have to have both sides. You have to have both sides. You have to. Like,
balance.
Yes, like I've got the dreams as well, but I understand that it's not going to happen overnight, and I know that time is like, it can be your biggest friend. It can also be your worst enemy. Yeah. Time is all about like how if you plan stuff time-wise, you might be able to accelerate your progress as a band or an artist or a clothing brand. But if you let time and you get behind the needle and like you're behind and you're trying to play catch up and you're trying to, you see another artist come out with stuff, you're like, man, I got nothing to release for 6 months. What am I gonna do? You know what I mean? Like there's like now we can cut up content and we can do things in 10 to 15 minute second sections, and before you know, you're throwing reels out there that have old content and you're just putting a color grade on it or whatever the case may be. But like there was a time when you had to stay ahead of the game, or else labels will overlook you. Any opportunities are going to overlook you. And I come from that mentality, and now it doesn't work the same. But that same mentality is helping me continue to propel myself forward in this avenue. Like you said, I could jump from music to clothing, but there were clothing brands on Warped Tour, so I feel like they're much the same.
I mean, this is still art, man.
It is.
I mean, fashion is fucking high art. It's high art.
I was just about to say how much it correlates, music and
bro. If we're
fashion.
Talking,
you can't have one without the other.
Not just because I love fashion, but just it's fucking creativity manifested, dude. Look around. I mean, this is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The fucking whole empire you guys have fucking built in here, man. So I think they're pretty, similar in that aspect, and they're both craft. They're both craft and something that you're a labor of love, something you're putting a lot of heart and creativity and passion and vision into. So yeah, man, that's what's up.
It is definitely crafted. It's a high level, like for sure. Like everything on the walls is art. Like not just the clothing. Like the walls are art. Everything, everywhere you look. I mean, obviously we have an interactive aspect where you find the lab and there's clues on the walls and on the floor. So like every inch of this place is covered with something to look at. I used to say like the more you look, the more you'll find. And people kind of get confused. Like, what am I looking for? Well, I mean,
keep looking.
Keep looking. It's there. It's there, and kids will find it. 10, 12-year-olds, even 12 and below usually are the most like attentive. Once they hit middle school and high school, it might be a little bit too cool for school. But before that, younger, these kids figure these clues out, and before you know it, they're looking. Man. You see it, and you can also see as they get older, they care less and less and less.
Sure.
And then they hit the 20s and they care again. Because it's cool now. So isn't
that fucked up?
It is. It's interesting. Yeah. I've watched a lot of like different people come in here and they have different reactions to the store. It's always the same reaction though. Coolest store I've ever seen because they're in little Newport, Kentucky, but we got big dreams here. So and we're hoping to open multiple stores, so it'll be everywhere one day. It's just baby steps, man. You know what I mean? Like right now, Newport's the move.
Newport is the move.
I love it.
I'm here for it, man. We've got a lot of stuff going on down here. There's a bunch of restaurants opening up. We've got 16 lots right next door, which is the old Jefferson Social. And we're working with a beer to produce with them. So there's going to be a native beer that we'll have.
Nice.
I'm excited for that, bro, because I've always wanted to do that like $2 beer. Something that's almost like the Hoodoo Pole for Cincy.
You know where that would go awesome? Is at that MegaCorp pavilion.
Hey, I'm here for it, bro. I just tagged them in the Instagram too, so now we have the photos up of you guys and 500 miles to Memphis for the ticket giveaway. So if anyone's paying attention, go to the Native brand on Instagram. You have to like the 3 bands and then comment on the person that you want to bring with, and we're going to be giving away a pair of tickets to go see you guys on Friday at MegaCorp, which is right here in Newport.
Y'all
man.
go run that up, man. Y'all go run that up. The show is going to be fantastic. We're going to be opening the card, and I think 500 Miles to Memphis are on after us. I mean, if you know, if for whatever reason you're not hip to 500 Miles to Memphis, they're a fucking anomaly.
Dude, they are.
I mean, they are everything that you could ever love about punk rock and country and folk and indie,
bro.
and you know, they're just a fucking beautiful fusion and incredible human beings, man. And then Noah Smith, our dear friend Noah Smith, who you know, is not only just, you know, not just one of our favorite artists in the city, but also just a great friend of ours, and somebody who sits in the engineer chair with us and co-produces our music.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. So, you know, but yeah, so Noah Smith, 500 Miles to Memphis, Sundae Drives.
And this concert series as a whole is just really cool because kind of like reminiscent in that Madison Theater band challenge kind of thing. It's like when we were that age, you know, we didn't, you know, we only thought about, you know, we only dreamt about playing at Madison Theater in front of 1,500 people.
Right.
And whatnot. This is kind of the same thing. I mean, this concert series, it's like the first one, and we are like some of the first local bands to do like a local band show at a venue like that, where, you know, you get to see the big nationals and where they all come through and everything, and it's just a real honor to play that stage under like these circumstances.
Yeah, under these conditions. Yeah, for sure. And real quick, if I can, I just want to go ahead and shout out MegaCorp Pavilion. I want to shout out Promo West. I want to shout out 94.1 Cat Country. I want to shout out Cincy Music, Courtney and everybody over there at Cincy Music.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to shout out Double Forte. I would like to shout out AXS, Bud Light Seltzer, anybody who was involved in organizing and promoting the event. And then super gnarly, ultra rad fucking shout out to Native for having a, you know,
Hey,
for having us in
appreciate
here
you, bro.
and spending
Yes,
some time
sir.
with us, man.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, man, we appreciate
Dude, you
y'all,
guys are
man.
always welcome here, man. Whenever you want to get back on,
we'd love to.
next album coming out, we'll make sure that we
Hey,
get
man,
you
that
on here
would
for
that
sure.
would be cool, man. Yeah, that would be cool. We have some things in the works. We're about to get back on our content release. You know what I mean? We come in spills, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We just start spilling shit everywhere. You know what I
That-
mean? And
that's
then we
how
go
it
back
is.
to the drawing board
You know how
and
it
get it
goes.
together again, man. So
That's how it is, man. I consider life like a bow and arrow, man. You gotta pull it back, and then you gotta hold it there for a minute, you know, and make sure it's ready to go, and then you flood the gates, right?
I like it, man.
Yeah, bro.
You got to make sure you take
get your
aim first.
Get your aim correct.
Yes,
man.
sir.
So this is actually pretty amazing for one that MegaCorp is doing something like this on a Friday at that,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Like you would think they would probably do something like that on like a Wednesday or
Yeah.
Thursday, but I mean, you guys, like all three of you have a great fan base, anyways. But then to get all three of you together and say, you know, hey, let's do an event here. Was that like Noah's thing, and he was like, hey, I want to bring these guys on, or
So I think.
You'll have to ask him. You
Yeah,
know?
Yeah.
you know what? Yeah, I don't want to.
We got Noah Smith in the building.
Yeah, I know definitely that 500 Miles and Noah had their hands in the cookie jar first.
yeah.
And
We're
then,
just happy to be
Yep,
here.
and then we were graciously approached, and we were like, y'all give us $1 million fucking dollars, we'll show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We'll play 3 songs.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
you know, make sure that you have a jar of
Brown.
All brown
all,
M&Ms.
all brown M&Ms.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I said this crazy
Adam
thing.
didn't even know that the brown M&Ms were a thing. He just said all brown M&Ms because brown's his favorite color.
Brown is my
Oh,
favorite
shit.
color.
So
I know that's
then-
weird. People think I'm weird for that. No, but I said this M&Ms that are like hand painted with squid ink, but it's like a rare squid that you have to like.
It's an edible squid. An edible
It's a
squid.
rare
What's that?
squid that you have to like.
Turns your mouth black.
You
when
know what
you
I
eat
mean?
them.
You have to
Yeah.
go hunt it off of like the coast of some island and
Yeah.
then bring it back and hand paint our M&M, and that's part of our rider.
Nice.
You
Yeah.
know? it's got to be in the building.
It's got there's got to be something strange on there just so people will remember you, right? Like, oh, you're the one that likes the chips from Germany.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, we don't even eat those, bro. We
You
just
have to
we
chew
just try
them
to
up
see.
for us, and then baby bird.
Baby bird.
I got
But,
to see Hinder's list one time. That was
Dude, I
interesting.
would. Dude,
Oh,
I
really?
was.
Yeah.
Dude, I was just about to say, like, me and Andrew, when we worked together, we would just like
Yeah, we get to see.
we would look up bands' riders, and Hinder's rider, I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
They have a chef that is like that makes eggs like cooked to order. Like
Oh, shit.
backstage, he just has like a little skillet and some eggs,
Yeah.
and just is on standby just in case somebody's like, "Yo, man, give me over medium." He's like, "Got you," and cracks it right there.
I bet you they have just the guitar tech. That's a good chef.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's
I
genius.
think the
though.
coolest shit I ever saw, and I'm sure that there's much more extravagant shit, but Rehab had on-site masseuses as part
Okay.
of their rider. That like you have to have masseuses on
Yeah.
site at the venue from like 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. and they have to bring all their gear and shit. I was like, that's kind of crazy.
Oh, right, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be
That's baller for sure.
That is baller.
But yeah, it's gonna be really cool to be at MegaCorp. Like Nick was saying, when we go on when we are on the road, we want to play, whatever the dingiest fucking most hypest dive bar is, and just cold room in front of a gang of fucking strangers, and,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and that's our shit. But here in your own city where you've played every stage that's cool in your city, you know what I mean? You've done a lot of things in your city. It really is special to do when new opportunities open up and shit. Growing up in this city, you look to stages like Bogart's and some of the historic.
Oh yeah. Venues,
Legendary,
yeah.
legendary.
Top Cats is up there.
It's crazy because like so many venues have came and went, and it's like it's almost like at this point, the bigger the stage you can get that has the longest, the best longevity,
Sure.
it'll allow you to resonate that much longer.
Yeah, man.
Because if like we talked about playing, like we were talking to friends of mine about playing the Mad Hatter back when. And like now, like people don't even know what that is.
Right.
So like the idea that it was like some legendary venue is like, it's like gone, except for the people that
missed
remember.
the Mad Hatter.
You don't even know the Mad. That's my
And
point.
he was around.
My point exactly.
And he
in
was
real
around
time.
at that
I mean,
time.
kind of maybe.
No, you were.
It was like
You
coming
were
off
definitely playing music. I mean, but you may not have been on your. You were. I mean,
I was
where
going
you were
through some
living.
transformation.
That's fair. That's fair. But it's like one of those things. Like just like he doesn't remember that place was so significant for my upbringing with music.
I
It
do
was
remember
so
it. I just
significant.
never got to
Got
experience
to play it. Okay,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
Man, it was like, the worst bathrooms. Nothing. But the
Yeah.
bathrooms weren't home to write about. But like outside of that, that place was grunge, punk, hardcore, and then pop bands, and then hip hop artists. All so much would
where we
happen.
fare
And
well
Dude,
at, man.
it was one of the best spots I've ever played in any city, and it happened to be in Covington.
Yeah,
Of
and
all
there
thi-
was
of all
and there was
places.
like the big paintings of all the rock stars on the walls.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Kurt Cobain is playing a right-handed guitar, and I was like,
Get the
"Hey,
fuck out of here.
hey!" And like Slash, I think, was like playing a left-handed guitar, and I was like, "This is strange. Who painted this?"
That's funny. Yeah, they use a projector and then forgot to
Right.
flip the photos.
Right.
Yeah, that's
That-
funny.
I'll
man.
never
Can we
forget
bring
that.
Noah in?
Yeah, we
Can we
can.
bring Noah in?
Yeah.
Is that breaking all the rules?
No,
Can we get
let's-
Noah Smith to come hang out with us?
Yeah, bro.
Come hang out. No, yeah. No, there's. We make the rules. They're brought up.
Just come on over here,
Scoot
man.
down.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, Noah, they had some questions for you.
No, miss.
We've got another pair of headphones right here on the Alien.
The party
You guys
has
gonna be
arrived.
in here together, huh?
Fucking party has arrived.
Adam got a text from my wife. Said, "You better put his ass on."
Hey, that's funny. Appreciate you coming
are you
through,
checking
man.
your
So
Yeah,
that
man.
so right to the right now we got Noah Smith, bro. And I appreciate you for coming down, man. I didn't know you were gonna pop in, so I wasn't able to get you on the little teaser video that we had, but
No, that's good.
like I love that you're down here, bro. So I appreciate you for coming through. So when it came to the event, like getting hooked up with MegaCorp, what was the reason for bringing Sundae Drives and 500? Was it like one of those things where these are my guys I'm thinking of, like to bring in, or was it, you know, like how did that come to fruition?
Yeah, man. I love these guys. Really, is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And you know, I love 500 Miles of Memphis. Nate's over there hanging out.
Yeah, we'll have him on. We'll have him on later.
Yeah,
we'll have him
bro.
on soon.
I
Yeah,
just, I
we'll
think
talk.
for me, I think pre-2020 there was a lot more rhyme and reason to things and what I thought was the right answer. But post-2020 and the world that we were living in, I think for me, it's like I'm gonna care for some people that care about me. You know what I'm
100%,
saying?
man.
So that's what's up.
And they're like it all. I say it all the time, man. High tides rise all ships,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So if you got this opportunity, then you bring the homies on.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's gonna advance in that. You know, if you guys got merch to sell, CDs to sell, like all that stuff is, you know, it's all gonna come right down to all local, which is incredible, bro. So, and the fact that you guys got MegaCorp too is incredible, man. I just like for that place to be new as it is, and then letting I mean, obviously you guys aren't just like a local band. Like you guys have a very big following, and like 500 Miles to Memphis, bro. Like I swear I've known about them since I was like a kid.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? And it's like I've always
Legends.
it's either the
I
name,
have their hat
right?
on.
Like yeah, bro. That hat's fire as fuck too.
As is Noah, a royalty, man. I mean, 500 Miles of Memphis is royalty in our city.
Oh, yeah.
When you're talking, yeah, really are.
I was in California and someone knew who they were. Literally, they're like, "You're from Cincinnati." They mentioned 500 Miles of Memphis. I was like, "Yeah, they're from there." Like we're not too close with them, but I know them. And they're like, "Yeah, man, we're familiar." And we were in Los Angeles. That was crazy.
I've been in Alabama, and Michigan, loading into a venue, and 500 was on.
Oh, that's awesome,
So
dude.
some sound guy listened to their stuff, and then I realized it's because they passed through, and they were good people, and it reminded me, like, well,
Yeah,
smile and say hello to some people. you know?
Right? Yeah, man. About those handshakes. As
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
saying earlier, it's about the handshakes. You know
That's
what I mean?
right. Yeah.
It's a huge factor when it comes down to connecting with people. And when someone gets like when they want to meet a band and they see it like on stage, but when they come to that merch table and they shake that vocalist or that guitarist's hand or the drummer's hand, or whoever that night like shined for them, they shake that person's hand like, "Hey, I'm so and so." That fan never forgets, and they're more likely with that handshake to spread to 10 more people because they got that interaction. And I think that's a huge value with people like that are just moving, like musicians that are moving throughout the scene and being genuine people, not just being like, "I'm the band, watch me play." Like, "I'm the band, watch me play, and then let's talk." And that next step is how you get people talking about you in other states across the United States just because we're listening to it even in their daily. So it's huge because we come from an area where a lot of people are moving here to raise families. It's a really popular area for people to come in. Obviously, we have Amazon here now and big entities, but like people come here there's like a level of Southern hospitality that kind of fringes the line in this area, and a lot of people are open to new ideas, but we still are in the Midwest. A lot of people have that idea the Midwest is behind, but we're forward-thinking people. We just need the opportunity to shine, and I think 500 Miles of Memphis, Sundae Drives, and you as well, like, you're giving opportunities to each other because you guys are kind of coming from all three different completely
Genres,
different
for
scenes,
sure,
man.
yeah.
Different scenes. I mean, you may come from the same area, but like Nick's different area completely. Like, in you two are a package deal. Like, and you know what? I could have probably saw that years ago. Was busy, but like, you know. I was gonna say
500 has
something.
a song called Bethel, Ohio, right? Is that right? Bethel. My wife graduated from Bethel Tate High School.
Yeah, my dog
and
came
my
from
first
Bethel.
house was in Bethel, so like
Yeah.
we're definitely from that hometown. You know what I mean?
My dog
Cincinnati.
came from Bethel. My dog literally came from Bethel. There's a flower shop there. It was found on our front porch.
Is Bethel 15 miles from here?
Bethel is like, it's kind of far. It's like
No,
it's
no,
like
It's
about-
like a
Depends
good
on what you think,
25.
15
25.
miles.
Yeah, it's a little
30
bit.
minute drive.
It's still 513.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
It's
Bethel-
still
Because
native.
I was
Touche,
I,
yeah.
I did my due diligence and I googled how many miles it was to Memphis, and it's actually 485 miles,
Yeah.
which doesn't that doesn't roll off the tongue like 500 miles. So I was thinking maybe Bethel's like 15 miles away from here, maybe.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
It also
That-
doesn't roll off the tongue as like about 500 miles to Memphis.
No, right, yeah,
Right, about.
yeah,
I see the math you're doing here, Jay.
yeah,
Almost
bro. Yeah.
500 miles to Memphis.
Almost 500 miles.
You guys
It's-
were
Are we there yet?
you guys were talking about the Mad Hatter, right?
Yeah,
when I was
yeah,
passing
yeah,
by, but
yeah.
like we were just chatting about this back there that like the Mad Hatter and the places are in the city, and I know that you're in music and you've done. I don't know what I need to know like a little brief. What was your band?
I did vocals for a band called Ocean Grid.
That's right, Ocean Grid. Yeah, man.
Hey, look at
And
him.
like we were
What about
just
before that?
I was in a band called Anchors for Eyes, and
Yeah.
then a band called 12-Year Harlot. I
Yeah,
played bass.
that's it.
Harlot.
Right,
I played
right.
bass in those bands.
I
talk about-
I knew it was like keep going back.
Yeah,
keep
we go
going
back. Yeah. There's
Mad Hatter was one of those places. When you guys were talking about this, I was like, I want to talk
the
about
Mad Hatter was
man.
what,
Yeah.
like, dude. I played with the Word Alive there against
Yeah,
like with
they were
them.
they were a venue in this city. So going back to Jay talking about MegaCorp and like
yeah.
saying, hey, let's go do this Cincy Music Promo West. Like let's go do a show with these guys. The Mad Hatter was like my first experience in this city where they would put us on shows that we probably didn't belong on, but they saw that we
Right.
had something good to give,
Right.
and be a part of it. And I also, I think 500 Miles of Memphis, Ryan was like my big brother in this local music, scene in Cincinnati, and so they were a band for me. So I just connecting those dots. Like Mad Hatter was one of those venues. 500 was one of those bands. The first time I ever played at the old Southgate House Revival was a show with 500 Miles to Memphis.
Oh, time.
And that was me like cracking a door open because I'd just been hanging out in a garage band and trying to figure this thing out. And I got to do a real ticketed show, and
Yeah.
so I just think about that, man, like this show and why we're doing it. Like there's this thing in Cincinnati that I'm not even ashamed to say anymore of like relevancy, that these guys have been relevant for. You're the one that told me about this,
20
man.
years,
Like,
bro.
I've been on myself a little bit, and Adam was like, dude, like to be relevant in a city, that's a challenge. That's somebody's just hoping to do that.
Yeah,
Like, look what
it
you
is.
guys are doing here, like putting that stamp in and 500 Sundae Drives. And, I said if I'd tell my 19-year-old self to like be less humble, like, so I'll be 36 and say it like me. Like we've been doing it. We've been in it in a different way, grinding it, and it's all right.
Talk about it,
Like,
man.
do it.
Yeah,
Relevancy,
right.
man. It's not a knock against all the people who have came and went, but I'm just saying it's more an ode and paying homage to the cats that are still here doing this and grinding and still, still have are still hungry.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Are still hungry.
And
man.
that's the hardest part, man, is you've got, especially being in like music or fashion, like, and, after 5 to 10 years the whole shit changes, right? And you're like, man, do I even fit in the category that everyone's listening to or wearing right now? But it's like, you gotta double down on and just know your strengths and then pivot when you need to. You know what I mean? And
Adaptation.
And
Adaptation.
don't forget that there's some 19-year-old kid that showed up. I'll use 2020 as an example because it was a pivot for everybody. And I saw you guys got like, there's some 19-year-old kid that showed up that doesn't care how long we've been doing it.
right.
They don't care how long you've been writing songs, man.
Right.
And you need to be aware of that and observe that. And we were talking about Nipsey earlier, like, and I was like, I learned that from observing a culture that my son is in, and I need to be, dude. I don't care how cool we think we are. They're into some stuff that we don't even see yet.
Yeah.
You know
Oh,
what
yeah,
I'm
for
saying?
sure.
We need to be aware of that.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And-
Songwriting's that way. It's like, what's that snare sound? Like, I need to take a little bit of that and pull it over here.
Yeah, man.
For
I need to
sure.
start listening to hyper pop.
Yeah. That's the thing is like no one at the end of the day, like when you're discovering a new band and you look back onto what they've done, you're not getting the history when you're hearing them for the first time. You're hearing what song is highlighted. Most of the time it's probably the most popular song or whatever the case may be, and then you look back and the 19-year-olds, like you said, are the instant. I mean, a lot of just because the way social media has grown and changed, and we're sitting like instant gratification on hyperspeed. So like we're talking like now like the clips are telling you like, hey, pay attention to this, and then all of a sudden the next clip is something totally different than that guy pointing at you. You know what I mean? And like that's just how we're living. So because of that, the 19-year-old doesn't care about you writing music since you were 12 or even younger. They care about, is this guy gonna gravitate me now, or am I gonna am I swiping right? Am I moving on? Am I swiping up? And that is something that I think bands, some are really adapting well to, and some are fighting the new age social media, like the TikTok angle. Because I'm hearing a lot of bands like, "Oh, we're not on TikTok yet." I'm like, "Well, you probably should be." I'm like, if I was in a band, if I was grinding, like still doing my thing, like I have my daughter now, and I can't imagine leaving town. I like being here where I'm at, but like, if I was doing music, bro, I would be all over TikTok. It wouldn't necessarily be me. I would have dances to the songs that I'm writing and someone else doing the dances. I wouldn't be even on camera unless I was doing music video stuff. I would be going that route because, like, but a lot of people aren't
There it is.
adapting.
We're going old school with that mic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So like the adapting is so important and critical for music because the world is changing so fast and music just goes right with it. It just changes with the times.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's almost the catalyst of it, man. Like I really feel like music is almost the first thing to change,
First
and
thing
then
to change,
and then the style goes behind it, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. The look with it, yeah.
yeah.
I think that the music industry is probably like the least transparent of all industries, like put together, because as soon as someone says like pro tip, do this, this, and this to gain some
Right.
this, as soon as that's actually said, it's already outdated. It already doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because if it did, then everyone would be doing it. Nobody would be making like, I've already done this to the point where I can make a pro tip
Yep.
video.
Yeah.
And the thing is that if you do find those hacks, no one's really actually out there being like, hey, everybody else.
Right.
Let me
Look what I found.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me just give you the greatest advice ever.
Right.
No way.
Right.
Everybody wants that recipe to Coca-Cola, bro.
Right.
Right.
But
yeah.
but you know, as soon as you find it, you're not gonna be like, guys, I got it. You guys want to know what it is?
Yeah.
No way, you're not gonna tell 'em.
Right. And that
You're leaving breadcrumbs, man.
You're
You
leaving
give them a
breadcrumbs.
little bit.
you're trying to get to that clickbait. That clickbait's going, but like
But
Yes, sir.
you're totally right about that. That bands are having a hard time in this TikTok generation because TikTok is so kind of geared towards the singular entity.
Mhm.
It's hard to be like a group in this type of thing. You know, if
Yeah.
you have the singular entity, you can, you know, film yourself like getting out of bed, like eating breakfast, being like, "Yo, this is my day every single day."
That's
kinda
why.
thing.
That's why I say have somebody doing the dancing and being that person for you. And like they don't have to be someone.
you don't got to be doing dancing.
They can dance though. Like think
I
of it
can
like
fucking dance.
you don't have to. I'm not talking like the TikTok dancers where they do the
Yeah.
choreographed move. I'm saying someone that's dressed in your style, into your style, enjoying your music and getting people to resonate with you. So
Yeah.
it's not about these 12-year-olds that are dancing to the same
Right.
routine. I'm talking a 25-year-old that's
Right.
in the punk scene or whatever the case may
Yeah,
be.
they're not
and
doing
she's
dances.
vibing to
Yeah.
it and she's dancing with it, and it's properly placed, but
Right.
at the same time, it doesn't seem choreographed. There's a blend, and that's what I would be
Yeah.
doing. Just because the full entity, like you say, it's really difficult to get everyone in that one area.
Yeah.
Where's your eyes gonna follow? Like
Right.
everything should be like my eyes shouldn't move. It should always stay in the same spot with video.
And you
Sounds
only
to me
got,
like, you've been watching some of those how-to videos, my friend.
and you only
I
got
just
like
view it.
2.5 seconds.
No, I don't watch. I don't get how to on
You're
my
producing it.
on my algorithm. My algorithm is
we
totally
see it.
different.
We see it
Andrew's a
firsthand
natural
here,
fucking
man.
Thinker
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Andrew's
Yeah.
a natural thinker.
My
like
algorithm
that.
is not that. Unfortunately, I wish.
So with
Which-
that, there's a whole thing with TikTok that a lot of artists have struggled with. Struggle's not the word because real struggle has nothing to do with this.
Sure,
but
sure.
I'm a 36-year-old. I was just shooting it real. I'll say it out loud. Like I'm a 36 because it's. I think about this. I'm a 36-year-old white Christian male, married, country songwriter, folk that grew up playing punk rock.
Woof.
And it's like
Yeah.
that's my life. And
Yeah.
so all the like the pop side, the hip hop side of music, like this is why I just hate talking about genres and all this junk that comes with it, because as that version of me, like people, there's a lot of artists that struggle with that because it's like I can't go on there and do TikTok. I can. Is that the answer? Is that my art? So when people do this real creative thing and it's bright and it's colorful and it's all this stuff, that's art. I'm just talking out about it because like
Yeah.
my art looks different than that.
Sure.
And as a songwriter, I love lyrics and songs more than anything. There's a lot of people in the world that it's the same. It's the music industry, but like it doesn't look like that, doesn't feel like that. And there's a lot of people that are trying to find themselves and is that. And so I just wanted to share that as like a perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because like
I don't know if you guys
I don't know
read
how
between
to
the
do.
lines on
I
what
don't.
you just said, but I understand everything you just said.
Yeah, it's crazy
really
because
do.
like I'm just because I love how excited you are about TikTok and that stuff. So I
No,
was thinking,
I don't really
it's
use
like,
TikTok that much. I
what
just
is
know
it
what I
that
do.
you
But
do?
you know it's
I know what I
important.
would do. I know I wouldn't
How
miss.
you would
I wouldn't
do
mess
it.
that boat. I
Don't
know
miss
that's like
it, yeah.
10 million listeners.
I posted
that
on TikTok
I wouldn't
yesterday.
pass over just because I'm
Should do it today.
just because I
10
play
million?
boot
Yeah.
Yep.
easy.
150 million, my friend.
But if
Yeah.
if I'm being realistic, I'm only going to get 30% of that. So like
Sure.
at the end of the day, like I don't want to play boomer and be like I
Yeah.
ain't going TikTok. I'm
100
sticking
Right.
IG because
Don't
I
do
like
it.
IG and Facebook.
Now, hold up.
Nah, I wouldn't do that
Yep.
because then
Yep.
I'm just like my art's only getting a certain
Right.
place, and if I
Don't-
have to get creative
Don't
with
sit
my
around and complain about Napster.
Exactly.
Like, you can't be
100%.
You grew up with guys in the music industry. You're sitting outside the Mad Hatter, and they're like, "Man, this Napster stuff. It's
Yeah.
just bye-bye." It's like iTunes. It's like, well, it's here. We've had the privilege of growing up, and I'm sure everybody in industry and entrepreneurs and anything. It's like, it's coming. It's gonna come. The thing's gonna happen. We're gonna keep moving. So let's not complain about it. That's what I love about Native. Observing what you guys have done here. It's like you're just making stuff,
Yeah,
pivoting
bro.
quick, doing cool stuff. I try to do that with my music, and I was just sharing that because when you were saying that,
Yeah.
I was thinking about that piece of like everybody, this art thing, and it's like just because you look like this cornbread thing, that's art, right? Like how you know what I'm saying by that?
you could
Like,
even do it. Okay, you could even
stuff.
let's pivot then if it's not for you. So like, okay, so you got
Oh, it is for me. That's the thing.
but it could be for you differently than where
Yeah.
you're at. So let's say that you're using like maybe a Chat GPT and use the AI. You have the
100%.
AI tool. You break it so the person that you're watching is no longer a real person. You make have it like a computer generated person now is dancing and doing your thing to your that fits the
Yeah.
style you're going for and have the lyrics behind them,
Yeah.
like kind of as it's going around the beans. So then it can be anything you want it to be, and it doesn't require any age based, gender based on your video.
Hey-
so then you
hey,
can
Andrew.
follow it.
Stop right there. Don't make me hire you to be our fucking social media man.
Right?
Dude, I was on Fiverr last night for
No,
like an
you're wrong.
hour looking
I
up what
just-
AI
I
stuff was
spit it
going
out.
on.
You could be our AI.
Hey, that is my initials.
Hey, right?
Yeah.
There it is.
Andrew, a hustler, man. You could fucking get that dude on anything, man. He's a hustler, man. He'll make it.
Well, thank
he'll
you.
make it
Like,
shake.
just think and just
Yeah.
try to get ahead because it's a hard world, man. If you don't do it, no one's going to do it for you.
We're saying the same thing by talking about like that
Yeah.
19-year-old that's like, that's my example.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, yeah. There's ways. I mean, there's ways to. I mean, you
Right,
said
be about
36.
it,
I'm
get about it.
34, so like it's in
No.
the same. And like in my mind, I want to do stuff that fits best for me and
Good
what
is
I'm
good.
trying to put out in my art. Like I liked
Yeah.
the music. I liked the lyric videos. I
And
loved
that's
lyric
what I
videos.
think you were saying that I understand.
Lyric
that, like,
videos.
I don't want. You know what I mean? Like, this is who you are. This is your art.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And then it's really just about embodying that and you know, showcasing that the best way you can. And we live in a especially us all as artists over the last 10 years. I mean, think about how fucking crazy the format has changed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For how music is digested,
Dude, you can't
perceived,
sell
on its
CDs
head.
anymore.
I mean,
even if you sell CDs,
you know what I'm
no
saying?
one's got CD
That's a-
players,
that's
bro.
a fucking
Like,
decoration for a table.
right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's
It is.
a conversation piece.
Yeah.
So it's just like it sounds easier in conversation than it really is. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
I
But
mean-
again, back to the relevance thing. I think, you know, bravo to anybody who can, you know, if you've, you know, been through the hills and valleys and can even make just a few people give a fuck about what you're doing.
Yeah, just
you know
a
what
few.
I mean? Good for
I'm there
you,
for the ones
man.
I care, not
Yeah.
for the ones who
100%.
don't.
Yeah,
I
man.
double down for those who care, not for
Yeah,
those who
man.
don't. Because if you don't, and someone else does, you might get hip later. That's fine. Jump on board whenever.
Yeah, yeah,
If
yeah.
I'm on album 5, that's cool. Come on board.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not there to try to like beat people's heads. Like, hey, come listen to my music. You're not for it. You're not for it. Eventually, they'll come around. They always do. Like,
Yeah,
if you're
bro.
doing something genuine in the universe, putting it out there, people will come. Build it, they will come. But like, I'm not gonna just try to jump through hoops for people who don't care. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to.
Yeah.
That's a hard thing to do because people get stuck in their ways, and unless a friend refers them, they're never gonna enter your establishment.
Right.
It's just the way it is. They might have something negative to say, and they don't even know you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
You know, to tie into what you and Noah are talking about, man. You know, back when Napster first came around, there was a lot of people that were, you know, musicians that were like, no, you know, like this is horrible for the music industry, and it is obviously because, you know, the selling CDs was obviously going to be obsolete at some point. But I had a buddy who his name was Josh Kelly. He He downloaded all of David Gray's music on his Napster. He didn't download anything else. And so, if you remember Napster, you can actually message the people that were downloading from you. So what he would do was he was downloading all just David Gray stuff. So when people were downloading David Gray, he would write it back and say, hey, if you like David Gray, check out this dude, Josh Kelly.
They're curating it.
Yeah, and so like within 10 days, dude, of him like starting to do this, Hollywood Records, somebody from Hollywood Records was illegally downloading music off of Napster, and he sent them the message and said, hey, if you like this dude, check out Josh Kelly. And this guy was like, you know, do you know this guy? And he was like, yeah, you know, it's me. I've got some other stuff available. Within 1 month, bro, he got the record contract with Hollywood Records, and it came out with a song called Amazing, which it's like it's in every TJ Maxx on the planet, bro.
Yeah.
Like if you're in like a Steak and Shake at like 2 o'clock in the morning, you'd be like, oh shit, there's Josh Kelly playing on the music.
He's good.
Right,
He's good.
right, right.
Yeah, but like that was one of those things where it's like you can either say no, I'm not going down that road. Like, you know, I don't want to even start with TikTok, or you can just try to use it to your advantage, man. And that obviously worked for him. Now he's married to Katherine Heigl, and he's living out in Utah, just kicking it, bro. But that was one of those things where it's like, you know, you've got that opportunity. It's like I can either complain about the spilled milk, or I can clean it up and and milk it for what it's worth. I guess.
What do you do with spilled milk? Actually, that's what.
So I had this guy. His name was JT Stewart, bro, and this guy he messaged me on Facebook, and he was like, "Hey, I see what you're doing with the brand. I really want to sit down and talk with you." And he actually was one of the owners of what was that fighting clothing brand? Affliction. He was a part of Affliction before they got bought out by the UFC. So he was there for that transition, and when they sold everything, and he told me something that really just struck with me, man, on that meeting. And he was like, look, dude, whenever there's spilled milk, he's like, don't complain about the spilled milk. It's already there, right? Figure out the solution. Like, there's no reason to complain about how the milk got there. Like, your purpose is to figure out how to clean it up. And when he said that, like, something in my head was like, holy shit, this makes sense, dude. Like,
a real ass answer.
I thought that you were about to say he like had some kind of like milk cleaning service.
Bro, you know, it'd be funny
You know,
if he just spilled, like, if he just pulled out a little
Right.
So
cat
your
thing
answer-
I
with
thought
it.
that you were about to say like he started Affliction, and then he also had this thing on the side where he's like, yo, if you got spilled milk, I got this thing. I got this solution.
The quicker picker
The
up.
answer
Yeah.
is Jay's answer. That just to be clear is clean it up.
Clean it up.
Hey,
Yeah.
yeah, dude. Thanks for saying that.
But,
Yeah.
but
You heard me like,
Noah's
let's go,
question
yeah.
was to clean it up with what?
No, I said, what do you
With
do
what?
with it? And
Yeah.
he's
No,
like,
what do you
doesn't
do with it?
matter.
Right,
You got,
right,
you
right.
won't know
Yeah.
until you
It's
clean
already
it up.
it's already on the ground, bro. There's
Right.
there's no reason to yelling
Yeah,
at the
that's
kid
good.
for spilling
Right.
it, right? Like
Right.
like now your solution is how to clean it up.
Yeah.
Right, and then
Get
like
some totally
where,
awesome.
Where do
That's
you
so
where do
smart.
you like find that solution in like the
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
like,
let's,
in the aisle with like the
We're
bleach and
about,
stuff?
we're about 2 minutes away, and then we'll have him on.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, man.
Look
I'm
at
gonna
us.
run. I've got a bladder the size of an 8-year-old, bro. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick, and then I'm gonna come back, and then we can set it all.
All right, sounds good. We'll do a trip, bathroom break, and yes, sir.
Is this live still? You're still rolling?
Oh, we're
I
rolling,
think
bro.
they
yeah,
said-
we're just switching
I
it
think
out.
they said
Audible. Woo!
Hey,
Audible.
Switching through.
No, I know.
You can still hear us. You can still see us, but we're
Should we have Nate come on now? Or
yeah, we can.
Yeah?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going to step out.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sunday Drives, everyone. Appreciate
Oh,
y'all.
you going this way?
Hey.
You gotta
Yeah.
go this way?
We're gonna hop on the very end. We're gonna have like
Okay,
a wrap
alright.
up at the end.
Right
yeah,
on.
yeah,
You
yeah.
going this? You have to go this way?
You can, you can
I'm
step under,
going.
or you can come
I'm
around.
going, dude.
There's multiple.
Yeah, well, let's get Nate in here for a minute. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
Just let Nate talk for a minute, I said.
That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, we're.
All by his lonesome? I know, that's what I'm saying, but like, you know, we've had like, you know.
Talk about PowWow.
Man, this is a cool fucking podcast.
Nah, we're gonna dive in. We're gonna dive in. That's a guarantee.
This dude's got some history, too, man.
You want to just jump on there, Nate, and talk about your shit?
Come on up. Come on up. Come on. Yeah, Joe will be back in a moment, so we'll get this started. sit down and choose a headphone, choose a microphone, and probably sit right in the center, and we'll get you going.
Is this like the center?
Yeah. Like, let me get you. Yep.
You want that bottle of Seagram? No, I'm okay. All right.
Yeah, how's it going, man? How's it going? You step on it? Yeah,
It's going good. Are we doing this? Is this now?
It is live, so
All right.
I'm going to have that microphone moved real quick, though.
What are we doing here? Oh. We good? Because I can also scoot over. I could have just scooted over. Hey, Jay.
What's going on, man?
You know what's going on.
Dude, so I've been a fan of your band
Yeah.
since I feel like it was in Chicago, man. I swear to God, like I never knew you guys were from Cincy
Okay.
until I just Googled it, and I was like, we're 485 miles from Memphis, bro. This is like perfect.
Yeah.
But you guys have been in the game for a long time, man. So this is like 20 years that you guys, since you first like inception, right? Like got the band together in 2003.
Yes, sir.
That's incredible, bro.
Yeah, man. I think so.
So how do you adapt to like the music changing, like we were talking about earlier? Because you guys, you've got that like that 90s vibe. The mandolin. Who plays the mandolin?
I do.
Dude.
Yeah.
That thing is absolutely incredible, bro.
Sure. Thank you.
The sound that comes out of that is like the fact that most bands don't use that.
I know.
And that you guys do just
know.
sets you apart from everybody else.
It's a sucker punch, isn't it?
Dude, that thing is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Plus, you get to sit down. You know what I mean? You get to play the guitar while you're sitting down pretty much, bro.
Playing in comfort. I mean, so how long have you been playing in general? Like, when did you start the music journey from the start? How old
Well,
were you?
I'm not the guy that started 500.
Sure.
For all of you out there, where's the camera at?
Camera's right in front of you.
Is this thing? All right.
Talking right to the audience.
I'm not Ryan. I'm sorry, but I can answer all the questions and I can tell you all the history you
You're
want to know.
just as important. It's not like there is the starter, the originator, but like you got a story and there's a lot to yours, and I want to hear everything about it and then how it came to be, how you joined, and give us it all.
Sure.
Yeah, man.
Me personally?
Yes, you personally.
I've been playing music in this town for original bands since 1994.
Okay. Man, wow.
I was fortunate to play with a band called the Simpletons back around 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, and we got to be kind of I don't know the polite way to say it, the big fish in the small pond or whatever.
That works, yeah.
So I've been around a long time. I've got my own band. Bootleg Rider was a thing I did for years. Ryan actually played with me in that band.
Okay.
But that was just because we were buddies and I needed a guitar player.
Fair.
And he likes my music. But in 2018, I joined 500. They were recording Blessed Be the Damned, and Ryan said, hey, we're going to do some vocal stuff in the studio. It was towards the end of the process. Do you think you could come down and pitch in on some of the gang vocals? He's like, I got a couple of melodies I want to try to have you do, like within all that stuff. So I got to the studio, and we went through a song, and I believe it was The River was first out of the gate, which ended up being the first song on the record. And he said, do you think you can sing higher than me? And I said, well, I can try. I knew I could hit some notes and stuff. So we tried some things and stuff, and it all worked And my dad is a kind of God-gifted tenor, and it turns out I got a few. Hey, thank you. Where's it? Oh, yeah. This stuff, I do not recommend this stuff. Nobody needs to know about this, but it's real good. It's a little too
Death
good.
Row, it's Kool-Aid in a can.
It's a little
it
too
is.
good. Yeah, it's too easy.
Yeah, it is.
So everything progressed nicely in the studio, and a couple days later, he was like, "Hey, what would you think about joining the band?"
Okay.
Because I can kind of do what he needed.
As an
so I did.
extra member that already exists, or replacing a member?
Yeah, they've had various
'Cause they've
really
had quite a-
talented
yeah.
They've had
people.
17,
that kind of,
right?
17, yeah.
They've had that slot has been filled by a number of great artists in town. A lot of my friends, and we just found out that we just had a certain chemistry and stuff, and it was a pretty natural thing.
Keep you in the building, okay? Yeah.
So and
cool.
it's been. God, just the best time ever of my life.
Oh,
and I'm a
okay.
little bit older than those guys, so I appreciated the kind of reach back and come with us. And I was like,
that's
yeah,
cool.
I'll go with you.
Yeah,
that
count me
sounds
in,
great.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, you bring a
we've
ton
had
of
a lot of
value with that mandolin, man. Like I've only heard that from one other band. I'm sure there's a handful of them that still use it, but like every time I went to go see Bobby Mackey play at his Wilder bar. There's one of the old guys is on the mandolin out there, and he just murders it, dude.
By chance, you are talking about mandolin.
Yeah.
Mandolin, up here.
Oh no, man! I'm talking.
You're
like
talking about
the
David
lap
Rhodes
guitar.
Brown is what you're talking about.
what's that called?
The lap steel.
The lap steel.
Or just steel guitar.
Yeah.
You're talking about our local legend, big legend, David Rhodes Brown, who unfortunately passed away earlier this year.
Oh shit!
And
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's
man.
he was an older gentleman who had been with him since about 2006, I believe, is when he jumped on.
Okay.
And he was a legend in this town. He did more crazy, just killer stuff in his lifetime than any of us are ever going to do.
Right.
And you're like, well, what's that? Well, I'll tell you what that is. When Bobby Keys from the Rolling Stones put together a little band to go whatever, you got Dave. So that's
Oh shit!
that was the kind of guy he was. He was a legend, just mega talented, joined the band back in the day. So that's what you're talking about. I play the mandolin, which is a little Irish folk thing, and whatever. But you're talking about the lap steel, and I agree. It's a potent, absolutely deadly part of the recipe for 500 sound.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
So is there? Does somebody play the banjo? Did I see that?
Ryan plays the banjo on some cuts from actually the album where I kind of jumped in with the band, which was a couple albums back, which was Blessed Be the Damned, and he did some banjo work on that album. Yeah.
That's awesome, bro.
Yep.
I mean, I can't wait to see the show. I've never been to MegaCorp, so this will be the first time that I'm actually going to check it out.
Yeah.
So, have you been there before yet? Or is this the first time?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have. I saw an outdoor show there last summer. I saw Wilco. when
Oh,
they came
dope,
through,
bro.
And, I tell you what, I do love the venue. I like the one across the river as well. They're pretty much the same thing, but I like the model. I like the style. I like everything about them. It's like,
Yeah.
this is good.
Yeah, our
Yeah, it
city's getting
was-
some cool stuff. Cool, like
Yeah.
high-end venues. It's nice. Like,
Yeah, I think
something
it's
we
real
haven't
nice.
had before. So
It's a cool thing.
It was ironic that they both were built around the exact same time and hold almost the exact same amount of people, but
Yeah.
one's in Kentucky, one's in Ohio, so that's like
It was a good idea. Whoever came up with it first, I don't know, but somebody was like, "Yep, that's a good idea. We should
we're
do
doing
that."
it right now. If we put the paperwork in now, we're gonna be
Yeah.
the same time. Let's
Yeah.
get it going. Yeah,
Well,
That's
and
smart of
I'll
them.
tell you what, too. Maybe the best thing about whatever, I don't know what happened, but last year when the one across the river opened, they had the Foo Fighters open the venue basically.
Oh yeah.
And it was the most surreal experience. I was like, why am I watching the Foo Fighters with 5,000 people right now? Like,
Right.
What is this place? Like,
Yeah.
It was kind of surreal. It was fun though.
For sure, man. They, I'm sure the way that it looks like it's set up. It looks like it's set up for the artist too. Like I don't know what the backstage looks like, but the way that the whole stage is set up and the grass on the GA, it just seems like that they really put a lot of effort into like making sure that the artists are taken care of on that side, man. So that's like, I can't wait to go down and see it, bro.
Yeah, it should be a good time.
You know what? I'm wondering if they got any of their info from like Riverbend, because Riverbend did, obviously they've got the big venue, and then they opened up that small PNC pavilion.
Yeah.
For smaller things, so it just didn't look like Riverbend was less packed, right?
Right.
So they can double down and get twice as many artists. Yeah.
And I've seen. I mean, we're getting to the era now where just a lot of acts that we all have known for a long time, like, they're going to sell that number of tickets. I'm just glad they figured that out in the industry and came up with that model. Because that was the right move.
I mean, it's great, dude, and being able to have 5,000 tickets and sell out at PNC Pavilion instead of having 5,000 tickets and looking like Riverbend is empty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's just a bummer. Nobody wants to be an unsold out show.
Yeah,
right.
It's a bit of a drag.
When the show, even though there might be 500, 1,000 people, if the place holds 3,000 to 5,000, looks empty. But if you have a smaller room, the small rooms they're crucial. They're very important.
They are.
I work at Madison Theater, and we have Madison Live right next door.
I was just down there.
Last week. Smaller venue, 300 cap downstairs, and then there's the upstairs patio, which is a stage as well. So that's nice for these smaller regional artists, and some of them play at Madison Live when they used to play at the theater or somewhere bigger. It's just a new era for them or whatever. So they're able to still play and be involved to the venue they've always gone to. It's just no, we're not pulling out 1,000 people now. We're pulling or 2,000. We're pulling out 500. Can you accommodate? Yes, they can. So it's a beautiful transition that we're seeing, because it's given everyone the chance to play at these big places and in major cities, but at a smaller venue, whether right down the street or next door. At Madison Live is literally attached. You can walk through that what once was the code closet, and attaches the two venues, which is pretty amazing. And I'm glad they transitioned and did that.
That's crazy. I didn't know that was a coat closet that connected the two.
Yeah. It was a coat closet. When I was an intern, there. 2013, it was a coat closet. It wasn't even broken out yet, and then you had to go around, and now it's full through. They have the event staff on the window, but for our fashion show, they had it open. We had the clothing brands inside the theater set up, and then in Madison Live, we had the performance / the fashion show. Yeah, we hosted it at the beginning of March 3rd. So it's one of those things where you're able to do that because of how they've set it up, and that's very unique. That's not something you see every day. No. And I really like being there. It's home for me, and I'm happy to see some of the artists that are going to come through. Have you ever performed on Madison Theater?
No, I haven't. I don't think 500 has either.
Wait, try to make that happen someday.
But I definitely would love to.
Yeah,
seen a number of great shows there. I saw Sturgill Simpson there right about the moment he blew it. That was if that was the last time he ever played a venue that size, it wouldn't shock me. It was right on the cusp, and it was so packed it was like a fire code violation or something.
That'll happen.
It was a problem. But it was great.
It is great.
It's a great venue. I've seen some great artists over there.
Yeah. The city has a lot of really solid venues. We've seen venues come and go, but the city stays strong.
It does.
It really does, and it's a testament to the artists that just stick around and keep pushing, and I think it's a big part of it. We talked about earlier when I go to a metal show or a hardcore show, 3/4 of the people there are musicians.
Oh yeah,
a quarter of them are people that are a lot of support from other musicians, not people that are a lot of girlfriends and friends of the bands and whatnot, but most of the crowd are other musicians that are there to support, and that is something a lot of cities may not have, because Cincinnati just has so much talent.
Yeah, I know. It's something I think you take for granted. I never have, just because I've been in it so long. But the consistency of the artistic community in the city has been something that's just always impressed me. It's always been I don't know, so collective, I think.
Yes.
That's a good word for it.
Just going all the way back to the guys the Raisins, and that whole crew, and the Psycho Dots, and the Bears, and all that, and just the handoff over generation to generation is, I think it's always a little bit surprising for a market our size, a town here in the Midwest, but I think it's really kind of sophisticated and advanced, and just kind of wonderful.
It is. I agree.
I don't know what every other city's like in that. I just know that in the Midwest, we have no business being this cool.
As cool as
Basically.
That's the truth
Basically.
A lot of artists will come through. Like I've experienced a lot of conversations where artists come through out of town and they'll come to Cincinnati and they'll be like, "Man, this is like, where are you guys? Like, you guys are so passionate here. You guys are so like supportive. Like, they're not this supportive in our own town. We didn't know like it was like we're from the West or we're from here, New York or whatever. They come here and they see a new perspective, and we're living it every single day. We're just trying to make our moves, and they're like." They enter the Midwest just to try to capture it. That's all they're trying to do, trying to get their seeds somewhere. They find out how much is going on here, and I tell you what, people come back. They will come back, and they will be like, I want to get back to that city. And I've had artists tell me, like, man, I will, every time I come back, I'm playing at Madison Live or Theater because the fandom here is ridiculous. People go hard for it, and they will buy your stuff. They will buy our merch. They support us fully. And, like, that's something I just can't get anywhere. Like, and we feel like there's not a lot of support happening sometimes. Like, people are like, oh, the city's very cliquey. There's rumors of this and that, and people can't get along. But, like, really, when it comes down to it, a lot of scenes are even more isolated.
I think, I mean, that's just, it's literally anything. That's interpersonal relationships and this and that and the other and all
Sitting
that.
at the lunch tables, if you will. Like,
exactly. I mean, that's just life.
It is life. It is life. But the fact that they recognize and from other areas, and they're like, it's crazy. This is like a city that I would never expect. Cincinnati, like they just, it's like not on their map, and then it instantly comes to their map, and now they come back every single time, and it's just that one taste, and it's enough clearly for them to, because they're traveling, they don't care what city they're in, but then they take notice it and they make the comment. I'm like, I hear that a lot, so it must be true, you know? And that's something I've noticed it a lot, and like, what is the furthest that you have traveled and played music outside of the local area? Where? Top of your head.
Well, I mean, 500 has gone West Coast.
Yes.
I've gone to New York, Toronto, Canada, Chicago, Atlanta, you know, all around here. I haven't gotten to play out west yet.
No, that's
I
cool.
would love to, but
I mean, that's cool. I mean, that's the thing is like your journey's your journey. So that's I'm not here just for 500 miles of Memphis. I'm here for everything you've done prior because you're on the couch. So you should talk.
I'm on the couch, so I should talk about it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, let me do this. I'll shout out to the other two bands that I play drums for now, so they don't think that I don't love them.
Absolutely.
So they don't think, why didn't he mention us at all? So I will say a shout out to Veronica Grimm, everybody there. Shout out to Mad Queen. We're coming soon.
So you play drums in how many projects? I mean,
I'm a lifelong drummer. So the band I was in that I mentioned earlier, the Simpletons, I was the drummer for them. And I just kind of stepped back into playing drums a couple of years back, just because I missed it. It's the instrument I've played since I was 8 years old and all that stuff, and the one I probably feel most comfortable on, can just have the most fun on. And lucky for me, I mean, I know a lot of folks and stuff, so when I kind of put the word out that, you know, whatever, I mean, people are willing to like, oh, yeah, you can play with us, so... so I'm getting to do that as well. And I like to just fill up all my time playing music. So
I was going to say, you probably fill it all the hours.
I do what I can to just fill my free hours with performing.
Do you have, I mean, so obviously being a drummer, you got to transport the equipment. Do you have a place where they all come, where your drum set sits, or you take a drum set everywhere you go?
It's never that easy.
Stay in your car?
It's never that easy.
I know it's not easy.
Actually, you know what? I'm saying that like kind of out of a reflexive kind of thing. Veronica Grip, both bands have places that I don't have to bring kit or anything. But it's all there. I mean, one of them's my kit, one of them's Jackie's kit for Mad Queen and stuff. But I'm good to go on that.
That's cool. Yeah,
but I've spent years where I had to like,
transport it. Oh, it's awful. Yeah, I had to. Yeah. When Ocean Grid was doing its thing, our drummer was kind of filling in for another band, and Allies Aside, and like he would go to Allies Aside practice and have to transport all of his stuff.
Yeah, I try to leave my
back and forth.
I try to leave drum kits everywhere I go, because I learned that trick way early. Right. No, I'm not doing that. So pretty much most of the time, I'll take a kit, get things going or whatever. But then it's like, okay, I'm leaving this here, and so there you go.
Smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
That's just one dynamic no one thinks about. It's like
if
the
you're a drummer,
if you're
you
a
think
drummer,
about it sooner or later.
Yeah, but the listeners are not thinking about the drummer. They don't know.
No, they're
like
not.
literally, it's like
They're not.
you have to get there at a certain amount of time. Give them the half an hour to set
yeah.
up. Get them time
Yeah,
to tune it,
you-
and then
no,
then we
they-
start. Then he's got to break it down at the end
Every
of the night.
every band is only as good as their drummer. I've always
True.
said.
I agree. I agree.
500 Miles to Memphis has one of the best drummers in the world, Kevin Hogle.
Hey, shout out to Kevin.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Kevin. Because we are here to talk about the show Friday night.
Yes, we
500
are,
Miles
yeah.
to Memphis. But yes, every band's only as good as its drummer, and I've lost my train of thought. And I'll tell you why I've lost
That's
my
right.
train of thought, because I've been drinking these damn Happy Dads.
Hey,
Dude,
shout
they're
out.
that
Fire, bro.
whatever they did, I don't know. That was the first time
I'll
I've
tell you what they
ever
did.
bought it.
They made some clearly Canadian and just toned it down a touch, and nobody
That's what
needed
it
to
is,
do
bro.
that. It just took a little bit down, and now you can drink it indefinitely, just like nothing.
Yeah,
and
bro.
nobody needed that.
I think Snoop, like Snoop definitely did have something to do with it. It's not just his logo on it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what the other flavors taste like, but this is Kool-Aid.
It's Kool-Aid.
yeah.
It's like it's
It's just
carbonated
ridiculous.
Kool-Aid.
It
Yeah.
is grape juice. Man.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So the last music video you guys did was that
Yeah.
the one that was at
Burkus Circus.
Burkus Circus, bro.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
the video was
Yeah.
phenomenal too,
Thank you.
man. Like, you know, obviously they've got an incredible venue over there.
Yeah.
And what was the owner of the place's name? He's killing it.
You put me
dude.
on the spot, and I'm just blanking on him.
Yeah,
I know him, and he's a bud. I'm sorry.
I shouldn't be either, man. But
Yeah. I remember one of their staff, one of the jugglers at a bar recently. He was telling me about it
Yeah.
just not that long ago. They were promoting it like crazy.
Well, I could tell you. I mean, it was amazing. When, like,
Yeah.
you know, getting the comp and all that, and getting the details for the video and stuff. It was like, now what's this place?
yeah, dude.
And they're like, yeah, it's a refurbished movie theater, and they do circus performances. And it's like, okay. So I get
Okay,
there for
yeah.
the shoot and stuff, and it's like, oh, okay. And I see like hoops and stuff up in the ceiling, and they, you know, eventually they drop them down, and that, and these kids come out and they start performing and stuff, and it's just like, oh, I didn't.
It's a performance within a
Like,
performance.
you don't
Yeah.
think, you're just like, well, you know, we live in 2023 and we've seen everything there is to see in a circus. The act doesn't really, I mean, whatever, blah, blah. Nah, you are wrong when you see a human being just go 20 feet in the air and start twirling around
On
a
that
hoop
little
and like doing
ring.
climbing silk ropes and like spinning and twirling. You're just like, that's the most awesome thing I've ever
He's
seen.
he's
So,
got
yeah.
a crew over there, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
he's,
great.
He's got a crew, and that's
Yep.
so he used to be part of the circus, right? Like that was his
Yes.
his like
Yeah.
thing was, and now he opens up a bar that, you know, I think they do trivia down there. Actually, I've been a part of like some pop up venues where like I've sold T-shirts in the little parking lot of the place, bro. So
the guy
like-
I met, he wanted to do the podcast. We talked about it. Is what I was going to get to.
oh, for sure,
Yeah,
bro.
so, like,
I'd love to
that's-
have those guys. on.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
It's a pretty interesting tale.
yeah.
Yeah, I heard a little bit of it, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, and the fact that they're opening that up for people like you to do the music videos in, because the music video
Yes.
looked phenomenal, bro. Like
Oh,
you
thank
would,
you.
So
you would,
good.
if I wouldn't know that venue was right here, it would look like something that was done in L.A. because
Oh,
of,
sure.
of how the video was done.
Did you
and
by chance notice my shot of me hanging upside down? Did you catch that?
I didn't, dude. I didn't.
It's just a fleeting shot. I'm upside down or somewhere early in the video, and I just want to tell you that I paid the price for that shot.
Did you?
No.
They
Oh,
had
yeah?
this. What they had was this big wheel that they, you know,
oh,
roll
they
across and all that.
they roll across.
So
the,
we were
the
like, well,
stage
let's like put somebody up there and hang them upside down with a guitar and like whatever, and it was pretty funny because you're hanging upside down and you're locking your feet in and stuff. Well, what you don't know about circus performing is that shit hurts.
on. Oh, right. Oh, yeah.
That stuff hurts, man. That stuff hurts the back of your leg. So I was like sitting there and we're doing the shot and I'm upside down. I don't know how long, but we did like a couple of takes of like that sequence, that spot in the song and stuff. And, you know, I'm a trooper in that. So I'm just like, I can go. And then finally, at one point, Ryan just steps in and he's like, you're done. Like I was a boxer or something. He's just like, you're done. And he grabs me and just picks
Throws
me
the
up
white
and,
towel.
Like, they get me down and stuff. He's like, dude, your face was just like solid purple. He's like, it
You're
was
like,
done,
I got
man.
it, dude. I
was
got it.
over."
One more take. I got this.
Exactly. So yeah, but yeah, that was a fun video. That was a fun day.
Yeah, dude. That looked like a lot of fun. I wish I'd have known about it, man, because the whole place was packed, right?
Yeah, it was
like
a good time.
you guys got a lot of people.
Yeah. We shot most of the afternoon getting band shots and this and that. And the other, and about 5 o'clock, we opened the doors and let fans come in, and they could be part of the video. And luckily, we had a bunch of fans show up and stuff.
A bunch of fans. There was like about 1,000 of them that packed that place.
Yeah, there's a bunch. And then we wrapped shooting about 7, and then about 8 o'clock, we actually came out and played a whole concert for everybody.
Oh, dude,
and stuff. So it was a great day.
Did you have that on footage too?
I've got a
Somewhere?
I think I've got a YouTube. Set a camera up somewhere in the back and got it
For sure.
just for whatever, for posterity.
Yeah, man. It's like one of those things too. Like you never, you're going into a music video and you don't know, like the aesthetics of the place, but all of a sudden you're like, man, like this is something that like we've got to document, right? Like we do that all the time, man. We do things like we did the fashion show. And then afterwards, it's like, bro, why didn't we hire a photographer and a filmographer to film the whole thing? And
we've done a few things, and it's just like, God, what were we thinking, man?
Day late, dollar short. I'm always like stepping over the dollars to pick up quarters.
Well, I mean,
man.
here's the thing: we don't have a secretary.
Right.
We don't have a secretary. There's a lot of ground to cover, and sometimes you just get the other side of something. You're like, well, we should have done.
Right.
Oh, of course.
We should have brought in a crew and streamed that whole show live.
Yeah.
What were we thinking?
Afterthought, bro. Yeah, that's what happens when you're in the game for 20 years. You start, you got them blinders on. You think, I can just go in and get it done.
It does happen sometimes. You got to keep yourself fresh, like Noah was saying earlier.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
So the venue over at MegaCorp, you said you haven't been there before?
No, I have. I personally.
Oh
been
shit, yeah, Wilco. Sorry.
Wilco,
Yeah. Did you get a chance to like see the backstage and everything that they got there?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Is it primo?
It is.
I'm excited for it, man. When they first built that place, obviously, like all of Newport is like going through this transformation where they're bringing in hotels and, there's going to be more retail and restaurants like all along that little, the what do you call those? The roundabouts. Those two roundabouts right here are going to be packed with buildings and everything.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Ironically, I saw that Big Daddy's, that's right there. They put these big blinding lights around the building that it almost looks like a UFO now. These lights are so bright that it lights up the whole area. And I told my wife, which by the way, she gets her hair done by Kevin's wife over there at
shout out to Babers.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. So, but I told her I was like, oh, I see what they're doing. They're trying to make this place look so obnoxious that they get bought out. She's like, maybe they're just trying to be safe. And I'm like, you know what? Like either way, it's genius because now, like anyone that's going to be in these hotels or any of these rooms, like they're going to see Big Daddy's lit up from a mile away.
Yeah, man.
And that was a place I used to get my bootleg DVDs from, man. I used to I used to drive in there, and there was this guy that used to sell DVDs right out of the trunk of his car. So it was like, that was before the internet, like you were able to like Netflix and all that shit. So I used to go down there and I'd buy blank DVDs or bootleg DVDs for $5 or $10. He had this like little flip out, like, at the time it was like super high tech, but it was like a little 6-inch screen where you could put the DVD in so you could see it play. And I was like, all right, I'll take that one, I'll take this one, I'll take that one, and then I'll bring them back to the house, and then I'll burn them, and then I'll start selling them on my own. Hey,
Playa?
Yeah,
look
bro,
at you.
I've always been a little hustler, man.
Hustling.
But yeah, dude, like Big Daddy, they're holding strong, dude. They've got that one little spot in the middle of this like multi-million-dollar Corporex like.
Hey, maybe that's what you should do, Jay. Maybe you should bring in some spotlight. Maybe you should take some of these right here,
dude. Just right
set 'em
outside,
out there and just bang.
Yeah, bro. Just make it look like a UFO.
Why
Maybe
not?
have them spinning.
Why not? Native brand,
Let's do it.
I'm here for it.
Well, I
bro.
like the idea of like, I don't know, some kind of light shooting into the windows or something.
Sure.
They like because they just like the idea of like an on-air sign.
Yeah.
A lot of the light comes into it, and like something like that, and then the augmented reality idea.
Yeah, that augmented reality. So I've got a guy working on an app for us right now that like AR is really cool. It's just like the Pokemon app on your phone.
Yeah.
How you're sitting there out in the park, and all of a sudden you'll see a little Pokemon sitting there.
Yeah.
So they can I've got a guy that can build that out where, like, if you're standing outside the store, you can look at the store, and then all these windows will look like a big aquarium. Looks like fish are swimming through it.
Oh, that's cool.
Or if you walk in here, you can, like take your phone and see the podcast, and you can see you sitting there, me sitting here, and us having this conversation. Yeah. But there's nobody here. It's only virtually on the phone, right? So that's what we're working on right now.
Oh, do that.
It's like you got to pivot, bro. You got to learn how to figure out what these new steps are, and then.
Well, I think everybody's acclimated to the fact that every 3 years, man, you just got to change.
Dude.
Everybody, everything, all the time.
That's the truth.
That's
too.
the new truth. That's the new reality we live in.
It's like every 6 months now with AI and ChatGPT.
It used to be 20 years or whatever. It used to be 10 years.
Decade,
Not now, man.
No,
2 years. 2 years tops.
Every time you change your bed sheets, bro, you got to re-up.
Literally, you have to change
should we get the guys from Sunday Drives? And should we get Noah Smith?
Let's get them in here. Let's get them all on here, bro.
Do a little rap in here before we wrap this up. Hey, fellas.
Hey.
Why don't you come over here and help me out?
We're gonna wrap it
They're
up.
asking me way too many questions about me. I hadn't even thought about me at all.
Hey, we're thinking.
I was just thinking about the money I owe these 3 guys for how nice they were. About 500 miles to Memphis. I know I owe them all of like a Stone Cold Honey, probably a Stone Cold Honey, don't you think?
Yeah, there's another mic here for you.
I keep thinking about all the money I owe to the federal government because it's the middle of April.
Keep going.
Bang, we want some headphones.
Got them all on the.
I'm good.
This is impressive.
Yeah, I'm good.
This is Photoshop worthy, right?
This is. I'm gonna definitely get a picture. So.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Y'all come through the Native brand store here at Newport on the Levee. Come spend your allowance. Come spend your. I mean, if you got a little sugar mama who's dumping it on you, if you got tax return money, whatever you got.
Tell them, Adam.
Come through Newport on the Levee and come drop the bag here at Native Brand, man. We appreciate you.
If you got a mom that doesn't pay a lot of attention,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You come from you come
grab
from
her car.
You come from an affluent neighborhood. Come through and drop some money off on
My man.
the Native Brand, baby.
Right.
You're getting some free swag for that one. I appreciate you guys, man.
Yeah,
So what's going to be the most exciting moment about being playing at MegaCorp on Friday? Is it being with all 3 locals, or is it like
I'd probably say the green room.
Yeah.
the green room?
Yeah, for us. Yeah,
That's what I was asking
So
about.
I
bro.
will say there is a little something. You know, if you've played some of the bigger venues in town, there is something rad, whether you like to admit it or not. There is something rad.
I don't mind admitting it at all.
Right. You know what I mean? There's something rad about playing some big ass stages.
Sure.
And, you know what I mean?
Of course.
And
I'm going to be a 12-year-old kid on stage.
you know, and I think
set.
for speaking
tell
for
you that.
everyone up here, I could probably say we all loved tiny, packed, tight little room. I
we do.
definitely do.
Love it.
But there is something cool. I once was backstage in one of the green rooms at Bogart's, and I threw an absolute fucking fit.
Sure.
Because they didn't have French press coffee in the green room.
Good
and
for
I took
you,
that
dude.
opportunity to do it. You know what I
Just 'cause
mean?
why
Because
not?
I might never get that opportunity
Right.
again.
Right.
to be a diva.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I threw a fucking tantrum. I
That's-
said, listen, I'm not standing for this shit. They only had Italian. I
Well
wanted
deserved.
French.
Well deserved.
That's
But
fair.
They earned it.
To be honest,
You earned it.
But to be honest, the fact that
Don't lie. Don't lie.
it's
to
like
people.
a brand new venue. The crew there is super professional. They work with the best of the best that come through, and it's just so refreshing to work with industry professionals, and it's just it's gonna be a nice clean night.
Okay.
And that's my first thought process is like when you go to a venue to that level, there is a level of like cleanliness that's there that you're not gonna get at the grungy, packed in, punk spot. You're gonna get something that's like other top tier artists are experiencing in their everyday walk through their industry. So you're getting this opportunity, and this is just going to snowball to the next big opportunity, and it's just going to manifest itself. It's
The
just,
load in is super nice.
The load in, what an aspect to think about. The load
They got
in,
ramps, don't they,
bro?
Oh, they got loading docks. They got the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'll say. I'll bring some slack this way.
Bring the
yeah,
slack.
yeah.
Bring the
Get in on
slack,
this.
bro.
There you
Get in there.
This is what we talked about while we're all doing the show. What's going on?
Damn, dude, your voice cuts through a mic like a chainsaw.
Hello.
That's the truth,
Yo,
bro.
the fat's wax on stacks. But hey, I'm gonna be serious though. We were talking about relevancy, and when we got asked to do this show, Cincy Music putting it on, Promo West, MegaCorp. But I'll be real, man. I plan on playing music in a lot of different other cities this year. I'm gonna be doing that. We're gonna be doing that. But one of the reasons why I said yes to this, and because we've been talking about a lot of truth and all the good stuff. This is the first one. So MegaCorp isn't a Cincinnati venue. It's a venue that wants to sell tickets, bring in artists from all over the country that can come in and draw. And for music fans, there's a concert venue. It's a state-of-the-art place. But check it out. I said yes to this show because we're the first people to get asked to do it, and that's exactly why we're going to be there. So 500 miles of Memphis, Sundae Drives, and myself, we're going to be there. That's what's up, and I'm excited to be a part of that. You know what I mean? Because the rest of them are going to come. But guess what? We got the first call, so that's what we'll be there. So I'm really excited about that.
That's some bullshit.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
That's our W we're holding on to.
Yeah, bro, and I love that you brought the crew with too, right? Like, was that your call to bring Sundae Drives and 500 miles on with you?
I got an email that Ryan's name was in, and I was like, oh, I guess 500's on this too.
I know that we were brought on. I know that
They
Noah
were planting the seed.
did
Yeah,
facilitate
There's a lot of people
that.
that want to let's talk about the east side. I mean, you know, you guys are all from different areas, but Ryan's Bethel, Ohio, man.
Yes, he
you know
is.
what I'm saying?
All
so
day,
we're
all day,
it's
every
East,
day,
baby.
Bethel,
good.
Ohio.
It's good look. It's a good
Yeah,
look.
yeah, yeah.
It is a good look, and that's the thing too is you're not only bringing on the musicians, like you're bringing on parts of the community together. Like there's more at play here that we're not even physically seeing until the time comes, and everyone's gonna come together to this one location, vibe out for the whole night, and like this just starts like the.
It's Cincinnati.
This
In
is-
case you don't, if you want to know what's up in Cincinnati, this is the show to go find that
This
out.
is the show.
This is the show.
And
This
all of us go
is.
to other people's shows, man. A lot of people out in the
But
city.
to your
doing
credit
it,
of
so.
what you're speaking on, artists helping and watching and
Yeah.
facilitating other artists eating. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
it
And
is.
sharing
It
plates
is.
and shit like that, which is ultra important.
You're speaking to the younger artists right now. A lot of young guys are out here trying to like get their
y'all
chance.
hang it up for all the young artists, man. Just lay it down. It ain't worth it. This shit. No, I'm fucking around. No, I am.
Let the big boys
I-
do their thing.
I kid, man. I kid. No, this is a labor of love. This is not for everyone. Even the small lights are still hot. It can still be lonely up even on a small riser. You know what I mean?
You're making me laugh. You're making me cry.
You know what I mean?
All the
and,
feels, all the feels.
you know,
man.
this it isn't. It's not for everyone, but I do think that it's one of the most selfless journeys all together. What's the word? The word that
Juxtaposition.
it's a lot of juxtaposition in the game,
Yeah.
man. But
Yes, sir, it is.
But you know what a fucking journey, man. If it all ended today, I think we've all gotten, you know what I mean. We've gotten to do some really incredible things. So.
Yeah,
Yeah, and what a word, juxtaposition.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's my
That's a
favorite.
great word.
it is.
I
It's
do
used.
like
It's
that
used
word.
every time on the podcast. At least every episode.
Y'all
it's used.
motherfuckers can't even spell it though. Who can spell it? Who's gonna?
JUXTAPOSITION.
Whatever, Jay. Whatever,
Hey,
Jay.
bro, it's my favorite
Whatever,
word in
Jay.
the
Why
English
don't you just go get your
dictionary.
own fucking fashion store and
It's your own-
podcast or
It's
something?
your own podcast.
Right. No,
Yeah,
we can
hey,
spell here.
Hey, Noah, Moose says, "What's up?"
What's up,
Moose.
Yeah,
That could be a couple people in my life, so I see you. I don't know.
Got a couple people named Moose, so
There's a herd of moose out there, man.
Moose. Shout out to Moose.
I see you, man.
So before we wrap this up, guys, I do want to ask if you had to choose the starting biggest influence that got you to pick up an instrument, who was that guy or who was that artist or band?
Good question,
who
bro.
was it?
This is why I got him
I
here
can
on the
go
payroll,
first.
bro.
That's easy for me. Michael Jackson for me.
Michael
For
Jackson?
real?
Yeah.
Dude, I found
Michael Jackson.
today. I found an old school Michael Jackson wallet that I bought maybe 20 years ago.
Yeah.
It's one of those that with the Velcro, you know, that you open it up, but
The
it's got
ones with the Velcro.
it's got Michael Jackson laying down like the Thriller video, bro.
No, I remember that one.
Yeah,
None of
I-
these kids do, but
I'll
Yeah.
I'll take a picture of it and I'll send it to you so you can see this. This thing is
Adam,
fire, bro.
I want to know because I know you do know. What's the song? What was the song?
What song?
They got you.
The Michael
What was the
Jackson.
Nate's
song?
like a historian, dude.
What was the song?
Yeah.
You
What
were
was
a
your
kid
break-
and you
what
were
was your
like,
breakthrough
That's my
song?
jam. Something got you there.
Okay,
What
no,
was
it was so it was a J5 VHS tape that my dad had brought home from the pawn shop, and it was a Jackson 5 VHS, and it had
That's fire on so
it
many
was-
levels, bro.
Yep.
The
So
Yeah, it was-
hardcore that it was
the
the
fact-
Jackson 5.
Thank you
That's
for
awesome.
asking that. Yeah,
makes
it was a little documentary.
It was Jackson 5, not the Jacksons.
No, it was J5.
All right.
Yeah, it was J5.
And the fact that he bought it from the pawn shop just makes
got
it
it,
even
yeah.
more
got
official.
it from the pawn shop. And around the same time, I also got a stack of CDs that had no artwork, no cases, no nothing. They were just scratch up CDs. And that stack of CDs also changed my life. And in that stack of CDs was another one of my biggest influences, which was Bone Thugs and Harmony. East 1999 was in that stack.
Hey.
Also, 9 Inch Nails' Pretty Hate Machine was in that stack.
Wow.
I could go on and on, but anyways, man, J5 VHS, I Want You Back, ABC, you know, all of
The jams.
Yeah, all of the jams,
Yeah,
man, all the
yeah,
J5 jams, and then that I just forayed into. I
Everything
still to
else.
this day, I'm just, you know, you can see it in my style, man. I'm just trying to rip Michael Jackson off. You
Sure.
know,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
all.
yeah.
So is everybody else.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
So,
we
but
all
yeah.
are, bro. We all
So
are.
moving on though, Michael Jackson for me.
All right. All right.
Stay in Sunday Drives camp. What's yours?
Okay.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
yours, Nick?
What's mine?
Got you started.
I don't know. Who got me
Who's that
started?
first-
like-
who's that
No,
first
you don't want to
listen?
say maybe, but you know.
Maybe like Paul McCartney.
All right.
Okay.
I like
I
Paul
like
McCartney
that.
because he was really like the one that inspired me to like really kind of dive into all of the instruments
Nice.
because
Yeah.
you know it's
Yeah.
like he was a bass player, but then you know he picked up a guitar and like he wrote Blackbird, and you're like, oh, that's like one of the coolest guitar songs of the Beatles.
Yeah.
That the bass player wrote, and then you know piano he wrote Lady Madonna and you know Martha My Dear and Honey Pie and things like that.
So you
It's
didn't have
like
an answer.
I know.
it's
Yeah.
like yeah, and then you know being a drummer as well, and you know his whole first solo album was just him, and I was always fascinated by guys like him and guys like Prince that could just track everything on their own
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and just have like be their own little contained thing.
Right, the
For sure.
Yeah.
total
I got
package.
a, I got a question, man. Have you ever heard of the conspiracy theory that Paul McCartney died
Oh yeah.
in a car crash?
So it was
Does that
either-
have any legs
Did you
with
say
you?
the two words conspiracy theory?
So it
Oh,
was.
we want to start a whole
Are you
podcast.
talking about the barefoot walk across the
You
street?
didn't say that. You didn't
Yeah,
the
bro,
barefoot
all
walking
of
across
that.
The street. Oh yeah, I
Paul's
mean,
not dead. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that one to rest.
Was that
Paul's
okay?
not
So,
dead.
so was that Paul is not dead reverse on the record, or are you saying that on the record?
No, on
he
the record
said-
backwards it said "Turn Me On, Dead Man," right?
yeah.
Turn Me On, Dead Man,
Turn Me
yeah.
on, Dead Man. At the
No,
end of
it also
Strawberry
says Paul is
I
dead.
am a bit
Well,
of a
he
historian,
says
yeah.
he says at the end of Strawberry Fields, it's like a pitch down thing. It says, "I buried Paul."
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
I buried Paul.
Yeah.
And then there's also the whole him walking across the Abbey Road cover barefoot.
It's just
as,
really
like,
brilliant.
Barefoot
'cause now
with the
Then
white
it's-
flower when everyone else has a black, or he's got a black flower.
He's got a black
flower,
one
everyone
while
else has a
everyone
white one.
has read in the Magical Mystery Tour film.
so long to put records out. Right here, this reason.
So
And,
I agree. I agree with that wholeheartedly. So do you think that he really died and that they
No,
had some other guy
only-
from Canada?
No, he didn't
Only-
really die. The
only
Beatles wanted
because-
to fuck with everybody.
Right.
Bro, so here's here's my thought on the whole thing was that the reason why they started to go down this rabbit hole with the album covers and the flowers and the no shoes and all that stuff was because they were selling 2 records at that point. You were selling one to ruin because you were going backwards and listening to everything that was on there to hear if there was anything on there. So you would ruin that record and then you
Right.
would have another one to keep.
There is some
pretty-
like
pretty good theory.
interesting coincidental timing thing. Now there's also the thing of that, you know, he died in a car crash, or there's also things that he died in a motorcycle accident. But the fact that it was 1966 and they stopped touring in 1966
And then did the
and they stopped
look-alike
playing
contest.
So that's what I don't get. The whole like look-alike
except
contest.
here's the thing.
Billy Shears.
They
Look,
stopped
you
touring
do
'cause
know,
they
'cause
hadn't
that is his
invented
name.
PAs yet.
He does
They had no
know.
PAs.
I know, sometimes he knows
They
the
were
whole-
done. They were playing venues like with gymnasium PAs.
Right.
Like
Also,
it didn't work.
how could you have somebody as like a prolific songwriter as Paul McCartney find a guy who looks like him and is even like a better songwriter
yeah,
than
that
him
guy-
Right,
and is
right,
also
right.
as talented, if not more talented than the original Paul? There's just like a lot of things that's like it's just too much of a stretch.
I mean,
No,
I
who's
think,
your
I think
biggest
of it
influence,
as I
bud?
think
Get
of it
in
as
here.
they
Get on
found
this.
that guy before it happened. He was already
What
in
if-
the mix.
Right? What if they
before.
all had lookalikes?
Because think
just
of it
no
like
way.
this. Think of it like this. Okay, so think about if you're in that
Gallagher
era,
over here.
if you're into
This
that, if
is
you're
the
into that
rabbit
era,
hole.
if you're in the rabbit hole, if you're in that era, and you have to think about having a lookalike for a movie, so you find that person before you ever have to make the movie.
Sure.
So then when something happens, you go to the lookalike. So it's not reversed.
Yeah,
it
like-
doesn't happen. Then you find the guy.
Yeah, like
they
there was
found the
this-
guy we need for movies
Yeah.
for a stunt double because with Paul, we're not going to put Paul in harm's way, but we'll put John over here in harm's way, and he looks like him, and he's a musician. That's great.
Right.
Great. And then Paul dies.
like there
What
was
do you
this
what do you
movie
think
called
happened? You think they
The
killed
Crow.
Paul making help or what?
I
What
don't
happened?
think anyone.
What-
I don't think
making
anyone. I
help.
don't think it was. I don't think anyone killed him. I think it was a freak accident potentially. And
It was.
They didn't want. They didn't want to. They didn't want to. They didn't want
They say it
blow
was
it all
a
up.
car accident at 4 or 5 in the morning. Is
Yeah,
what
you don't
what
wanna blow it
happened.
all up.
Do you think that Paul McCartney is just tired of this though? Like the real
Yeah.
Paul McCartney? You think he's just
Or-
like, damn it, I'm
or
alive,
is-
I'm good.
I think they,
Or is
maybe.
It was a
Billy?
publicity stunt.
to keep
I'll
him
be-
in our mouths.
I was transparently, I sat here for about 5 minutes and heard you guys. I was like, these guys are crazy. And then about a minute and a half ago, I
You're like, you know
was
what?
like, I
This
think
tracks.
Nick are onto this, actually. They found the guy before it all happened.
Yeah.
It's
Before.
exactly-
Bro,
it wasn't
it's-
even.
yeah.
They just. They
That's
just
what
put
I
him
would
in.
have done.
Yeah.
As a record producer, I would 100% double down on the people that are the conspiracy theories, right? Like, hey, they think Paul's dead, so let's
Absolutely. Yeah,
make
mess with
the
that.
what was the album cover with all the flowers, the Sergeant
Pepper.
Sergeant Pepper. So like all of it, bro. Like everything in that thing is like little hidden innuendos of saying that Paul's dead, right?
There's
like
lots
everything.
of hidden innuendos.
But
Oh, yeah.
but if I
Hidden
owned a record company and there was rumors going around, I would 100% double down on that. A, to mess with the people, but B, to get them to buy 2 of every record. You know what I mean?
It's a good theory. Let's get to the real deal, though. Let's talk about the
Yeah.
moon landing.
Oh, hell
Okay.
no.
Oh, that was
Oh, no.
Let's talk
Nope.
about Noah's influence.
Nope.
We haven't heard Noah's influence.
Which could be the moon landing.
Oh, God.
real or did we land on the moon in 1969?
Don't go there.
Yeah, all I know is that Paul Simon put out a record called Graceland. That happened.
That's fair,
I
yeah.
own that record. It's in my living room right now.
Touche.
And even if he didn't make it, it's great. So that
Yeah.
was I didn't grow up in a musical family. We didn't listen to a lot of music. We threw a lot of baseballs, and
Okay.
that was our life. You know,
Mine
that was our
too.
life. And but my mom listened to Paul Simon on the way to work, and that was it for me. It's like that's what Paul Simon's really like where it started for me. And then
Loves Me Like a Rock is one
Yeah,
of my
yeah.
favorite songs in the entire.
I don't have any leg tattoos, but I keep saying I want to get a leg tattoo of the Graceland, like the artwork
Yeah.
on it. That would be
Yeah,
like the
man.
next move for me.
Yeah.
But just incredible songwriter, artist. The video that he's got with Chevy Chase is like the best music video ever for.
Boy in the Bubble
Call
is
Me Out.
one of the most rock and
Yeah.
roll songs.
Oh, dude,
ever
yeah.
in the history
His
of the
last
world.
record was super rock and roll. So that was, but I grew up a garage band kid in the Midwest, so like punk rock stuff was it too, and all that good stuff. But Paul Simon's where it really started. You know,
So-
You're up, sir.
So, go for it. I'm gonna put a little tab in my brain right now, so I'm not gonna forget it because there's something amazing about 500 Miles of Memphis that I read, and I want to know if it's true.
Well, do you want to just ask me that quick?
Nope.
Okay, all right. Well, I grew up in a musical family. We toured around singing gospel music and stuff. I started playing drums when I was like 8.
Yes.
So all my influences were kind of just self-contained. But I guess what you're looking for is like, but who was your dude? So that for me was that was Alex Van Halen. For you kids who don't know who that
Alright,
is.
of course.
Okay, yeah.
You don't know who that is. It was a band a long time ago. Yeah. But
Alex.
that was my dude. But I never really sat down and tried to kind of copy anybody or whatever thing.
Right.
So, but Alex was my guy, and sure.
The question, was it's like, who was that guy that made
Yeah.
you want to be like,
Yeah.
I want to be.
Yeah, which is hilarious because like Alex Van Halen. But that was what I wanted to be.
That was, yeah.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Noah.
I'm nothing like Michael Jackson except for that we look pretty similar.
Pretty much dead on.
I
a
see it.
doppelganger.
Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah.
And the voice. All right. Noah, who you got?
For inspiration?
Yeah.
Oh, it was Paul Simon. Great
Oh,
stuff.
shit. Yeah.
We were there. Rewind back.
Sorry, bro.
We've been here for a minute.
Yeah.
I
That
got.
Seagerman 7's going good tonight.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Sure is,
feeling
bro.
good.
All right, so back to the question that I had pinned.
Yes, go.
500 miles to Memphis. Are you
Yes.
guys on the video game?
GarageBand, yes, they are.
GarageBand.
Yes.
How amazing is that, dude?
Amazing.
Pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
So, I mean, is that like that? That game's got to be what, like 10 years old.
We
by
have
now?
online sessions in which every one of us in the band, we play an hour of GarageBand from 2007 together.
Do you guys
every day.
nail it? Like
every
I mean,
day, every
does the-
time? Yeah, that's how we stay tight. That's how we do it.
I'm just like I want to see the guitarist that made that fumble, right? Like try to make it happen, and it gets like a 97.
I'll tell you one thing. I always sucked at GarageBand not GarageBand. What's it called? Guitar Hero.
Guitar Hero.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
terrible at that game. And so I was like, whatever.
Was there a game called GarageBand?
No, it was Guitar
You
Hero
showed
we were
that
talking about.
There
Yeah.
should, because I was like,
That would be cool.
Oh, wait, no, that was Rock Band.
That was
Rock Band. I was like, yeah, there was a game called Garage Band. Like, oh, no, it was Rock Band.
Yeah, so Rock Band's the video game that you guys, that 500 miles of
No,
Memphis.
that
is on.
was Guitar.
Guitar Hero.
Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
Guitar Hero.
Dan, how are you?
apparently
See?
Nate's not seeing those.
I'm
checks
just.
coming.
Bro sits over here.
I'm
Bro
just-
sits
I'm
there
just
and
now
articulates
realizing that-
everything
that
perfect.
there's two
Like,
games here.
Fucking walking knowledge over here. And then
Nate was
like,
playing
guitar
Bomberman
band,
on
guitar-
N64.
Well, man, I mean, the kids in the video games, I don't know.
Right.
Metroid.
All the video games.
Way back in the
All
day.
the Vision games.
All the video games, bro. All the video
Walking
games.
my chest out if that was some.
Yeah.
Just a Guitar Hero
Yeah.
T-shirt every day.
I'd be like, Native, print me some
Faded
shirts.
as hell.
My band was in fucking Guitar Hero.
Dude, I'm
Seriously.
in for it. I'll print you those.
print
I'll
me
have
up
them ready by
some, Jay.
Friday, bro. Let's go.
Before we go, though, I've got the most pressing topic ever. Can you kick them up? Can we see the airs? Let me see your shoes.
Oh, bro, thank you, dude.
Jesus, dude.
I
Those have been
haven't
distracting me all
so
night.
so I haven't brought these out in 10 years, dude. I cleaned out the closet and I cleaned these up a little bit, but these are air flights from.
Yeah, they are.
They even have the number,
I was
the
gonna say,
year
it
on it,
has the year on it,
2013, right
yeah.
here, bro.
Yeah, those are sick.
Yeah, man. I wanted to wear something fire, and I'm like looking at everything. I'm like, I wore this, I wore that. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pull these out, bro.
Can't go
So-
wrong with red.
Yeah,
Bro,
no,
the-
I fit
they're
checked it when I
actual
first walked
air
in. It's approved.
flights.
Like the socks also. Keep up
Adam's
the
a
good
big
work.
sock guy.
Oh yeah, I always got the socks, man. My socks game has always been on point. But yeah, dude, I'm a big sneakerhead, man. So every Tuesday, it's like that. I start with the shoes and I work my way up. It's like, all right, I'm going to wear these today. So okay, what am I going to wear with this?
Sure.
So
Yeah.
yeah, bro, I appreciate you looking at them,
Yeah,
man, because it's
well,
like,
I'm a man who appreciates good footwear.
yes, sir. I'm a sucker for it too, man. I've been stuck in the sneaker game a long time. Growing up in Chicago, it's been like, my thing was like always the Jordan era. Like everybody wanted to be like Mike, right? Like
Yeah,
back
I
in the
wanted to
90s.
be like.
Bro, I thought I was. I was from Chicago. I'm like, all right, I got this. Like, let's go. But
I like that Robin shirt.
that Robin shirt's fire, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude. Yeah.
the worm. I was gonna
Yeah.
put the worm across the top instead of Rodman, but I was like,
But-
these kids aren't gonna get it, bro.
Yeah. That was a last second pivot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Sure
It
was.
was that was like a last second pivot.
We should do a limited run of 10. Just
Say the
just
worm.
say the worm.
Look,
instead
you
of
can say
Rodman.
whatever you want, but the NBA hasn't been the same since Air Jordan retired. I don't care what anybody says.
Dude, I'm with you on that, bro. And like
I
the whole Jordan era, Dennis Rodman, bro,
You should.
Scottie
You're a young
Pippen.
man.
I'm not that young.
Right,
I just think they've
Right
got
now.
I just think they've got the best athletes on the court now
Well,
that
they-
I
they've
got a question.
ever had in the
You're
history of
probably right.
sport.
You're
Both
So,
of you.
right.
It's
you
the
know,
most controversial question that anyone's asked this entire night.
my influence was Flea.
No, I was gonna say
From
Michael
Hot Chili
Jordan or
Peppers.
LeBron? Michael Jordan,
I'm
100%.
such
He already
massive
knows, bro.
fan.
I think
He's a-
I think LaFlop is terrible, bro. I
Yeah,
hate
he
him.
doesn't-
LeBron or Jordan. You say Jordan.
Have you seen the?
Me? I think I don't like that question, but like
Nobody likes
yeah,
that.
'cause I think they play different positions. It's
Yeah, they did.
positionless
You can't compare
basketball.
I know.
But I'd say LeBron just because longevity on his career.
I love it.
and,
I love it. You got
Where's his
one
mic
LeBron,
at?
one
This
Jordan.
is where we scrap. kid.
I'm turning his mic off.
Yeah, I don't know. Like
I knew it was going
like
to cause
I
some
don't
type
know.
of heat.
Jordan left for baseball and didn't succeed in that, and came back and didn't. He did his thing and then to succeed at
He
the Wizards.
came back and won 3
and
championships
then played
in a
for
row.
We
and
can
played
go
for the
back.
Wizards, and now LeBron's in the process of maybe going for another championship in his year 20. I don't know, man.
I mean, I feel you.
He just won championship with the Lakers not long ago. You know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Everyone always has the thing.
I don't know.
Jordan went 6-0.
Yeah,
Here's
but
the thing:
but
LeBron
before he
can't
had
kill
Pippen,
you
he
from
didn't have a
anywhere on the
lot.
court.
But the thing
It was
is,
like-
Jordan only
Michael
went
could.
Yeah.
6 times.
It's a battle, but it's
Yeah, I think so.
they play different
Let's
positions.
talk about different positions, but there's an interview out there with Scottie Pippen that I think is really good, and anybody that just check it out. But he talks about LeBron. LeBron is asked to play a different game than Jordan was ever asked to play.
Yeah.
Because he had Scottie Pippen.
Yes.
And LeBron had, you know what I mean? And there's different versions of that.
Who
but I
had
think that's like a
LeBron
good
didn't have
point to
anyone
take, too.
consistently.
Yes, but so I don't know. I don't want to play either of them.
LeBron and Dwayne Wade on the Heat. That was just a different time.
Yeah.
Also, have you seen the other clip about there's a great another video about LeBron has 4 Hall of Fame careers
Yes.
in his
Yes.
yeah, that's a whole other
He has.
conversation.
He has.
How
That's
do
the
you
thing.
have that?
Because that's the thing with Jordan is Jordan had times when like he was getting beat up by the Pistons and he was trying to overcome all these different things. And I know the history. I'm there. But like
Listen.
it's just he had all the
You
history.
watched The Last Dance.
No. Bro, I've been in this. I can tell you the stats of all the players before the Last Dance. Everything
I
was
know you can.
filmed.
I can.
Like it's been doing B-roll for that for 20 years. But like that's
I love it.
but like that's
Andrew's
the thing.
passionate. I love it.
I just take in information. It's just easy to
Yeah.
take in.
I'm
Pay
signing
attention.
off.
Yeah, it's cool.
I love y'all.
I love you.
I would like to, if we could get an invite back at some point, I would love to come back and hang
Yeah,
out with you, man.
yeah.
Shoot the breeze
I think we
with
should
you.
wrap it up
I
now.
Think you're a really interesting cat. I appreciate you having us on. You have some real longevity just in Cincinnati music culture,
Appreciate you, man, yeah.
and as well as Noah, who I
Dude,
think
this whole
is one of the
couch is just
goats,
legendary, man. Like
500, who, yeah,
we've
and
had some
then
great
I even
people on
think
here,
that
and this
we're-
is one of the top.
Everything
Like,
This is great. This is a legendary couch you're
it
looking at
is.
right here. That's
No,
what
it really
this
is, man. Like
That's
hearing your
exactly
stories, what you've
this-
done. Like,
Sure.
I mean, as long as you've played music, like, I mean,
I'm a legend.
that's the
Tell
thing.
everybody.
You tell it here. That's the thing.
Noah
Is like
told
that's
me that I shouldn't be so humble anymore. So yeah, I'm a
I
fucking
know.
legend
fuck
in
yeah.
this town.
That's the
Hell
thing.
yeah.
Is like to me, I just kind of move in my own path, and I find my way wherever I belong, and the universe will put you there, and you just double down on what you're good at.
Hell yeah.
And whether you're sports or music, it doesn't matter. It's all about passion and love for whatever you're into.
Absolutely.
But this Friday, you guys will be rocking that stage, and MegaCorp is not ready.
No.
They are not ready.
They're not ready.
They are not ready, bro.
Break them off a piece.
But yeah, man, appreciate you guys tuning in to another episode of the PowWow. There's that. Look at that. Yeah, man. Native TV, native television. We out here every Tuesday night.
Thank you guys. Really.
Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you so much.
Later. Bye. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next week. Yes, sir. That's a wrap. Hey.
All right.
I know. It's like sitting on a toilet.
That was amazing, though, man. That was incredible.